You're listening to River Dragons Hockey on WKC and HD2 Fort Benning South, Columbus, and W295AY Crystal Valley. 106.9 really rocks. The River Dragons are on the air. The Columbus River Dragons are on the air, live on the Columbus River Dragons Radio Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sun South, Hydra Live, Mr. Sparky, Express Printing, BioLife Plasma, Pepsi, Vector Ply, Zelmo Zip-In, Houston Clinic, Columbus Diagnostic, Kinetic Credit Union, IGH Properties, Trivoli's, Shredaway, Nuke's Eatery, West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery, Victoryland, Wade Cleaners, and PMB Broadcasting. Now, let's head to the broadcast booth for the start of the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. Here's the voice of the River Dragons, Tom Callahan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. Tom Callahan here with you as we're getting ready to go for the biggest possible matchup this early in the season. 1 versus 2, Columbus hosting Danbury. Thank you for joining us. It's a weekend set, Friday night, Saturday night, between the top 2 teams in the FPHL. The Columbus River Dragons come in first place, 12-1-0, and second place in the entire league is the Danbury Hat-Tricks, 12-0-1. Now, Tom, stop. How can they have records that sound like the Hat-Tricks should be in front? Well, in the FPHL, it's 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points if you win in overtime or a shootout. Danbury has gone to overtime 5 times this season. Now, they've won 4 of them. Their only loss was to Carolina, and it was in overtime. So they're 12-0-1 on the season. But for all 4 of those overtime wins, they only get 2 points. So the River Dragons have been rolling right along and have only won 1 game past regulation. That was an overtime win against Mississippi. So only 1 game where they collected 2 points. Every other win, 11 of them, for the River Dragons this year has been a 3-point win. So that's why the disparity in the record and why the River Dragons come in with a win percentage almost touching 900 on the year and first place in the FPHL. This is by far the best test the River Dragons have faced this year, and they're looking forward to it. We're going to hear from head coach Jerome Bouchard a little bit later on in our Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, and we're also going to break it down. We're going to look inside the numbers. And a couple of interesting trends kind of began to emerge as I really looked into the matchup this week, so I can't wait to share those with you here on the pregame show as well. Want to say hi to all of our viewers on Beam watching us tonight and on YouTube, and of course along the River Dragons radio network as well. There is plenty for us to get to, and we're going to dive into it coming up next. Stay tuned. There is a lot more coming your way on the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. This is Columbus River Dragons Hockey.
Fans, it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. As the official air conditioning sponsor of the Columbus River Dragons, we're excited to be able to offer you our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility cost and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-813-1935. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
While the River Dragons handle pests on the ice, Orkin takes care of rodents and pests at your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Orkin creates a custom pest plan specifically for you. Orkin can help eliminate and control mice, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stinging insects, and cockroaches, just to name a few. Remember, they're not happy until you're happy, so visit Orkin.com for a free estimate and trust the only pest control service the Dragons trust, Orkin. Now, if they could just control sea wolves and thunderbirds.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 8 Sparky.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Everybody out here crazy, crazy. Hail to the victor.
Welcome back here to the Columbus Civic Center. Tom Callahan here with you as we're getting ready to roll between the Danbury Hat Tricks and your Columbus River Dragons. It is a 1 versus 2 matchup in the FPHL. The two best teams are here in Columbus tonight as they go head-to-head. And again, we can explain the disparity in the records a little bit later on, but the short version is you get 3 points for regulation win, 2 points if you win in overtime, and 5 times Danbury's had to go to overtime here. Well, I guess I'm getting into it now again, so if you're just joining us, this is the explanation why the 12-1-0 River Dragons have 35 points and the 12-0-1 Hat Tricks have 33 points. 4 of their wins have been in overtime this year. Only 1 win has been in overtime for the River Dragons, even though they've lost a game in regulation, got no points for it. That is why they're 2 points ahead, and an .897 win percentage. Just absolutely crazy. As we get inside this Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, I did want to talk about some of the numbers, and we will hear from head coach Jerome Bouchard coming up in just a little bit as well as the warm-up timer ticks down. But here's the other interesting angle to this. The Hat Tricks and the River Dragons have a rivalry that runs a little bit deeper than just what they've been doing on the stat sheets. And already, in the pregame, I have seen Justin Schmidt at center ice. At first, he was kneeling next to Daniel Amesbury of the Danbury Hat Tricks. They were talking. Then they were talking with a little more animation. Then they both popped up on their skates and started exchanging cross-checks, and a linesman came in right down the center ice stripe and separated the two. Now, take what you want away from that. I will say this. The FPHL has taught me you must watch center ice during the warm-up period. And so once again, I was doing that, and that's when I was able to see Schmidt and Amesbury. We're kind of looking at one another right now. Schmidt's just hanging out on the ice, but Amesbury just leaves the sheet just now. And the River Dragons will now exit the surface here as well. So warm-up's over, and this is going to be a heck of a matchup here tonight between the River Dragons and the Danbury Hat Tricks. Again, 1v2, similar on paper in a lot of ways. You look at the scoring, River Dragons tops in the league, 5.9, almost 6 goals per game for the River Dragons, plus 44 goal differential. That's tops in the FPHL as well. Looking at Danbury, 5.2 goals per game, second in the FPHL, plus 32 goal differential, second in the FPHL. These are not only 2 high-scoring teams, but 2 teams that don't give up a ton of goals either. And we often hear Coach Bouchard say, I want to say to my guys, and just know, we're going to give up 2 on a given night. Now, sometimes it's a little less. Unfortunately, sometimes it's more. But the goal every time out for the River Dragons is to give up 2 and outscore the opponent. They've been able to do that most of the time. As a matter of fact, the one time they lost this year, they got shut out. It was 3-0 against Mississippi. So, look, if you don't put the puck in the net, I don't care how good your goalie is, you're not going to win. But to their credit, even with the shutout, in 13 games, the River Dragons have scored the most goals in the league with 77. So, looking at it from that standpoint, offensively gifted for both teams. Columbus' scoring is a little more distributed throughout the lineup. Definitely the top guy, the ace for Danbury, is Dustin Gesso. Gesso has 10 goals, 24 points. Now, that is 10 points more than anybody else on the team. Johnny Ruiz and Luke Richards each have 14 points. No, not that Luke Richards. By the way, this is fun. Danbury leads the league, I think, in names of guys who used to play in the NHL who are not those guys who used to play in the NHL. They have a Luke Richards and they have a Dmitry Kuznetsov on their team, which I found entertaining. And yes, I did have to look it up just to make sure that Luke Richards, who I think would be about 112 right now, was not still playing for Danbury, and that Dmitry Kuznetsov was also not one of those guys. And also Evgeny Kuznetsov played in the NHL as well. But it's interesting when you see the names and you look through these guys and say, where is the scoring coming from? And the distribution of the scoring. So my point is, going through the hat tricks, you can tell they're a little bit on the top-heavy side. They have a couple other guys who can distribute. They have 3 players with 8 assists. And by the way, Kuznetsov has 8 goals. Ruiz has 9 goals. So right there, 27 goals come from those 3 guys out of the total 68 that they've scored this year. So that, not quite half comes from just those players. Now you look at the top goal scorers on the River Dragons. Alex Storjahan leads away with 11. But then the distribution is pretty even. Now, Jacob Kelly, who will join us, by the way, in the first period intermission, is on a 5-game goal streak. He's up to 8. But then after that, you got 3 guys with 6. You got a couple guys with 5. You got a couple guys with 4. The only guy yet to score a goal who's in the lineup tonight is Justin Schmidt. He's the only one who hasn't scored yet on this River Dragons hockey team as far as who's in the lineup tonight. Brings me to another point. No Edgar Zozelinch tonight. He's serving a 1-game suspension for the River Dragons. He will not be in tonight. He will be back tomorrow, which means Schmidt is in the lineup tonight but playing defense. And that's the other part that's going to be an interesting way to figure out how the River Dragons, if kind of his chats with Daniel Amesbury become a little bit more of a thing, and he ends up getting into a fight or two, how they're going to manage with 5 defensemen, how they're going to rotate those D-men through, that is something they definitely have to consider. And for the River Dragons, it is a real concern. For most teams in this league, it's a real concern. I think a lot of teams up front have at least a little bit of a cushion. Certainly Columbus does. They have nice forward depth. But on defense, it's just harder to put 6 quality defensemen on the ice every single night in the FPHL. Now, I think Columbus has a very good top 6, especially when they're all healthy and they're all, playing well. I like that top 6. I'm sure Danbury likes its top 6, the way they don't give up goals. But, the flip side of that coin becomes, okay, well, you're not giving up the goals you need to score. For the River Dragons, it's a little bit more of a focused project. If you want to shut down the scoring from Danbury, you're going to aim for those top 3 guys, and you're going to keep an eyeball on them. And if you're able to kind of shut down that top line, from there I think you like your odds because of the way the scoring is distributed throughout the league. I think that definitely benefits the River Dragons if it becomes a depth game and they are indeed able to keep that top line for the Danbury Hat Tricks quiet. That's going to be a big part of it here tonight. Let's take a quick break here in the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show. When we come back, we have some league news to tell you about, and it does indeed involve the Columbus River Dragons, and actually a head-to-head matchup going on here tonight between a couple of guys who were just faded by the league this week. The goaltenders from each club, award winners. We'll tell you about that when we come back. The River Dragons and the Hat Tricks coming up in just a little bit. Hey, if you're looking for something to do with your Friday night, come on down. Tickets are still available at the box office right now, and it promises to be a good one here in Columbus at the Civic Center. We're back with more in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Heroes of Valhalla is your go-to place for all of your gunsmithing and firearms needs. They also specialize in Cerakote finishing as well as hydro dipping, which offers over 1,000 different pattern options. Check them out online at heroesofvalhalla.us or stop by the shop at 6320 Bradley Park Drive in Columbus. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at heroesofvalhalla.us.
Hey, sports fans, the seasons are changing and it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. Call Air Force Heating and Air today for our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-223-1945. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
Back at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you as we're getting ready to go between the Danbury Hat Tricks and your Columbus River Dragons. Come on down, join us tonight, maybe tomorrow night, 7:30 on both puck drops as the top two teams in the FPHL going head-to-head. That will not change regardless of the outcome of the weekend set. Both these teams will still be 1-2, but Columbus hoping that they are still the team in the lead at the end of the weekend, and by far the stiffest test yet for this River Dragons hockey team. Now, I alluded to it before the break. A couple of things that I think are really noteworthy here is a couple of award winners in the game tonight. Both goaltenders who are starting this evening. And let's start with the River Dragons. Brendan Colgan has been named the FPHL's Rookie of the Month for the October-November start of the season. And Colgan, 7 appearances, 5-0 record, with a 2.25 goals against average, and a save percentage of .919. That is second in the league. He's third in wins with those 5 wins, and also one of 3 goalies that has a shutout in the FPHL this year. Now, he's opposed by the goaltender of the month, Brian Wilson, for the Danbury Hat Tricks. Wilson is 8-0-1. He has a 2.5 goals against average and a .927 save percentage over the first part of the season for the Hat Tricks. So obviously he's been the workhorse for Danbury, whereas Colgan doesn't even have the most wins for a goaltender on this River Dragons roster. That distinction belongs to Bailey McBurney, who now has 7, but they've been in a rotation during the year, and the way things have gone for the River Dragons, they have confidence in both of their netminders. We'll probably see Bailey McBurney tomorrow night as well. Meanwhile, it's, pretty evident that the Hat Tricks are going to roll Wilson out there. He plays the majority of the minutes for this hockey club, and I think that that's the direction they're going to go. But I think that goaltending matchup is going to be absolutely stellar. So now it's the old paradox, right? The irresistible force meets the immovable object. 2 really good goaltenders, 2 really good defensive teams, 2 high-scoring offensive teams. Something has to give. Is it going to be the offensive output for one club or the other, or both? Are we going to see a low-scoring 1-0, 2-1 affair? Or does defense give way to the high-scoring offenses on both sides? Do they live up to their 5.9 goals per game for Columbus and 5.2 goals per game for Danbury? Do we see 6-5 games? I can tell you what Coach Bouchard would prefer, and that is not a 6-5 game. I think most coaches would not prefer a 6-5 game. And I asked him about that on the radio show this week because players kind of grouse about it. Some of them say, look, we won the game, didn't we? 6-5 and 2-1 still goes as 1 win in the win column. But, of course, from a coaching perspective, the point he makes is that if you're winning 6-5, yeah, you're scoring, but you're not keeping the puck out of the net. It means you're not playing well in your own end. But if you win 2-1, then both teams are probably playing very well defensively, getting excellent goaltending, and you took advantage of one more bouncer break than they did. And I think from a coaching perspective, that's what the preference is, to have a team that is playing well in all zones and is then able to come out with the victory when pressed. Speaking of head coach Jerome Bouchard, why don't we go ahead and have a chat with him? We'll do that on the other side of our break here in the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, and then we will have the drop of the puck and get to the action here tonight. It is a 1 versus 2 matchup Your top-ranked Columbus River Dragons hosting the number 2 Danbury Hat-Tricks tonight and tomorrow night here at the Columbus Civic Center. Come on back and join us. More coming your way in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Service located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
Hydrolife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Hydrolife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. Hydrolife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Hey, sports fans, it's game time. There's no better time to make sure your heating and air system is working like it should. As the official air conditioning sponsor of the Columbus River Dragons, we're excited to be able to offer you our special $69 tune-up offer. With an Air Force tune-up, a certified and trained technician will perform a comprehensive inspection and duct inspection. This can help reduce utility costs and prevent costly repairs. Schedule your tune-up today. Call 706-813-1935. We're always here when you need us. Air Force Heating and Air.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Welcome back here on the Air Force Heating and Air pregame show, joined by head coach Jerome Bouchard. Coach, a 1-2 matchup here this weekend with Danbury in town. Talk to us a little bit about facing that Hat-Tricks team.
You know what? I mean, we're 1, they're 2. They're right on our tails. You know what? On my count, nothing changes. We just got to play the same way we've been playing, even a little bit more simpler. Keep the puck going in, put pressure on their D, and just keep doing the same thing that's been working.
I know, obviously, you've seen Mississippi so many times. It's not like you ever need to look at film these days about them. But, I mean, Danbury, have you had to take a look at some of their games and what they're doing? Yeah, no,
I've watched a couple of their games, and, what they're doing, they play like everybody else. They got some guys that can put the puck in the net. They got some good defensemen. Their goaltending is strong. They are playing pretty much the same way as other teams. I think they are maybe a little bit more. They got a little bit more scoring up front as far as capitalizing on mistakes. So we got to eliminate our mistakes. Try to stay out of the penalty box, and go from there.
I know in big games, big-time athletes tend to step up, and I know over the course of your career, you've probably been a part of many of those games. But looking at your team tonight, is that kind of what you're expecting? Hey, it's time to step up even more.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think we're really kind of taking this like a playoff game, and usually number one lines cancel each other out, and it's usually like an unsung hero that gets the credit, and it's basically the guys that work hard and get around that net. And it doesn't have to be pretty all the time. We've scored some really pretty goals so far this year, but playoff hockey and really physical defensive hockey, it's those ugly ones, those rebounds, those just the ones that you have to pay the price for to score. So
also want to get your thoughts on Brendan Colgan being named Rookie of the Month for the FPHL.
Yeah, you know what, Cogs? He's a cool cucumber back there. Nothing bothers him. He's a very big goalie that takes up a lot of net, and you can just feel the confidence in him because he's so big, and he moves side to side really well, and he's pretty quick for a big guy too. So congrats to him, and he deserves it. And he's actually getting the start tonight, so. Hopefully he continues the winning ways.
All right, Coach, let's wrap it all up with tonight's keys to the game.
Keys to the game. Stay out of the penalty box. Don't worry about the game within the game per se, and just go execute.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight.
You bet.
All right, we're back with the drop of the puck in just a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-pressed lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion, reunions, parties, you name it. We have a graphic designer on staff to help create the logos or graphics necessary to make your shirts unique. Here we pride ourselves in being able to deliver orders of any size at low competitive cost with no minimum quantity required to order. That's why the River Dragons trust us for all their uniform needs. Call the Jersey Shop in Columbus today, 706-565-4242.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other. Because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
It's time for River Dragons hockey. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sun South, Hydra Live, Mr. Sparky, Express Printing, BioLife Plasma, Pepsi, Vector Ply, Zelmo Zip-In, Houston Clinic, Columbus Diagnostic, Kinetic Credit Union, IGH Properties, Trivoli's, Shredaway, Nuke's Eatery, West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery, Victoryland, Wade Cleaners, and B&B Broadcasting. Now let's start the game with the voice of River Dragons hockey, Tom Callahan.
And welcome into the Columbus Civic Center. Tom Callahan here with you. They have just finished introducing tonight's starting lineups down there on the ice. And we are back just in time for tonight's rendition of our national anthem. And after that, on the other side, we are going to drop the puck on the toughest test these River Dragons have faced yet this season. 1 versus 2 here tonight at the Columbus Civic Center. The top-ranked Columbus River Dragons, the second-ranked Danbury Hat Tricks, in a battle for FPHL early season supremacy. Let's head down to the ice.
River Dragons WYBU 16 Christian Broadcasting has to take over the silence. Remember those who are in harm's way, those who defend our country, our livelihood, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. The River Dragons, thank you. And now remain standing for your national anthem, performed this evening by Alexandria Hicks.
And the bright stars through the
And we are getting ready to go. They'll pull the inflatable tunnel out of the Zamboni entrance, roll up the red carpet, and then we will get ourselves underway here and have a hockey game at the Columbus Civic Center. River Dragons wearing red on this Friday night. We have a ceremonial puck drop first. We'll get that going here in just a moment. But let's take a look at a matchup. Two of the top goaltending tandems in the entire FPHL as well. There's a lot of superlatives around this weekend's series. When you look at both teams, offensively, defensively, goaltending, a lot of good things to say. So the reigning FPHL Rookie of the Month, Brendan Colgan, getting the nod in net for the River Dragons, 5-0 with a .919 save percentage, 2.25 goals against average, and 1 shutout on the young season. He's opposed by Brian Wilson, 8-0-1 with a .927 and a 2.50 goals against average. Up front for the River Dragons, they are going to start with a little bit of a different look here. And Jake Krupp is just over talking to the referees about something. So, no, they're not starting with a different look. It is Underwood, Doe, and Petrantonio. Although Jake Krupp is on a 9-game point streak. You never know. And then it will be Vanelli and Rogers, the starting defensive pair. River Dragons, as I mentioned, in red. If you're listening in on the radio side, they are going left to right here in period number 1. Petrantonio's already having a chat over there with Bunnell on the near side wing. We're about ready to drop this puck. The crowd's ready, that's for sure. You can feel the anticipation in the building tonight. We're underway. And the puck possessed by Danbury to open the faceoff. They will chip it right out of play. Bailey McBurney had the glove up. Look out, Bailey. The last thing he needs a puck in the kisser while you're sitting on the bench. Just 12 seconds in, we get our first whistle. Get a fresh biscuit out there. They'll put the face off just on this side of the Danbury blue line. Drop it on the dot. This time Columbus wins it. Rogers flings it in, and Wilson will steer it aside with a stick. Big hit by Vanelli as he steps up and knocks down Dowler, and the crowd loves that. He also got the ref in the collision. Long stretch pass now. A chance for Danbury and a glove. Saved by Colgan back in the other end. Gordy Bunnell was up looking to take advantage of something as he was stretching it up ice. Now Danbury's going to start with an offensive zone draw here just 31 seconds into the first period. There's definitely a buzz in the building here surrounding the start to this one. The draw is won by Columbus. There's a lead pass. That missed everybody they see. No icing, so chasing it is Gibbs. He'll go after it, try to fire it around the far side. Kelly feeding it to the left point. And is kept in, but only for a moment. And now away through center. Richards will send it in. Colgan behind the net, has to play it around. Hit a body back there. And now he ran into LaBelle trying to get back in the net. He is back in, and LaBelle steals the puck away for good measure. LaBelle, Greco, storage a hand right side, tips it to King. King got over the line, lost it. Now break the other way in a race here. Frazier will get there just ahead of the forechecking Sheehan. And he'll lug it right back up through center. Frazier breaking it over the line, cutting to the right side. Off his skate, in front, and that one went out the other side of the crease. Kept down low by Wickline. Kelly approaching back there. Puck ends up in the near side corner. And that'll be tossed away to center. Danbury will dump it in. They'll change up the D pair. Columbus getting a change in as well as Schmidt throws a hit on the far side. Chipped out by Wickline. Danbury to regroup. Wickline pressuring on the forecheck. Abdella had to send it to the right side. Marchesson now on the right side, sending it behind the net. Schmidt over there, tipping it on Frazier. Left side hit the skates of the referee, came right back to him. All right, let's try the right side. Schmidt off the glass, at least bounces it to center. Danbury will throw it back in, and we'll start the whole thing over again here. Both teams changing it up. 2:15 gone in this first period. Scoreless between the River Dragons and the Hat Tricks. Columbus is going to take this opportunity to finish its line change, as Danbury not applying heavy forecheck pressure and allowing Columbus to do just that and set up the breakout. Pass missed Doe. Danbury with a chance to turn it up ice. Right side hustling in Ruiz. He had it knocked away at the line. And now Columbus on the counter. Petrantonio fights through a hook, dumps it in. Petrantonio was hooked so hard on that play, he stole the stick in his armpit. Now it's cleared away to center, and now here's Ruiz breaking up on the right side, looking cross ice, feeds it over, but Doe tipped that pass away to the corner before it could connect with Vanel. Held in behind the net. Vanelli left side to Austin Doe. Underwood gets it to center. He tried to backhand it deep, didn't get it very deep. And now the River Dragons will regroup before tipping it in, and now they will change the forward unit once again. Now the defense as well. Storjahan, King, and Kelly out there. As the puck dumped in, Greco off the glass, gets it back out to center. Crowd getting behind the River Dragons early in this one. As I mentioned, there's a big energy in this building for this matchup here tonight, and of course these same two teams again tomorrow night. 7:30 on the puck drop once again. So far the Sun South John Deere first period really has featured a big hit. And I think two teams, to a certain extent, feeling each other out a bit. King, cross corner, tried to get in that deep, but Lopez cut it off. Now Danbury with a pass. That's picked off. Kelly has to wait, though. Storjahan was still deep in the zone, so he just throws it back in there. Both teams changed it up. That's the other thing. Both teams have been keeping the shifts very short. 45 seconds. Energy, and then get off. Puck is tipped in onto the left side. It comes down to the half wall. The only guy who saw it right away was Krupp, but he lost it on that left wing side. Fed to the left point. Sent over to the right side by Abdullah. There's a shot coming in. Colgan a left pad save. Krupp on the rebound, left half wall. Frazier to the right side. Here's Wickline looking for a pass in space. He finds Aldworth with speed. Right side, Aldworth in with a shot and a right pad save there, as Wilson got a piece of it. Puck dumped back in, and Columbus will head for the change here. Danbury dumping it back into the Columbus end. They'll do the same thing. 5 gone here in the opening frame. Scoreless between the Hat Tricks and the River Dragons. A lot of pace to this game. Underwood chips it off the glass, looking for help on the right side. Puck gets into the Danbury zone, but then is sent right back to center. Frazier up, applying some pressure. Ruiz into the corner. Colgan played it away. Puck bouncing in the slot. Rogers, trouble with the bouncer, but he got it to center. Puck ends up in the Danbury end of things here. Patrick's trying to skate it out up the left side, led by Dowler, but he lost it. It's thrown right back in. Wilson will slow it down behind the net. And again on the regroup here, left side lead. That one is turned back and ends up with Storjahan pushing ahead. Storjahan to King in his skates, lost it. Cleared out of the zone. Greco fires it in off the mitt of Wilson. That one was going high. Kelly, now onside, steps up on the forecheck. You hear Wilson directing a little bit of traffic back there. Puck tipped down, and did that go out of play? Yep, that puck went out of play. And now they're just realizing it. So, with 6:12 gone in the first period, we are scoreless. We'll take a break and come back with more of the Columbus Civic Center, Hat Tricks, and River Dragons. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Maybe coming to an end, but the to-do list on your property, it never stops. Come see us at Sun South. We'll help you find the right John Deere equipment to meet your needs. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from Sun South during our year-end sales event, where you can take advantage of low financing offers and huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including package deals with tractor, implements, and trailer. So do more and save more during the year-end sales event at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Inside Edge season ticket memberships are now available for the 22-23 Columbus River Dragons season. The Inside Edge gives you exclusive access to team events with players, promotional giveaways, merchandise discounts, ticket priority for select Civic Center events, and River Dragons playoffs, plus ticket exchange privileges and more. Call 706-507-GOAL, 706-507-4625 to score your Inside Edge membership today.
Back at the Columbus Civic Center. Scoreless here in this first period as we're approaching 6:20 gone. Top two teams in the FPHL facing it off here this weekend, and already we've had electricity and a chance now. Storjahan in with a wrist shot. He rips it high over top of the net. Fed to the right point. Greco holding in. Long shot. That misses. Here's King. Centering feed a chance off the outside of the goal. Puck free in front. And now it's recovered by Columbus on the left side. King. Slow it down a little. Looking to bank it back to the left point. LaBelle lets it go. Tipped on the way through. Ends up in the corner. Storjahan, far dot. Fed it behind the net. That one ends up on the near side wall. Picked up by Danbury. And that was really Columbus's first sustained zone time here in the game. Danbury's offside as they dump it in. They must tag up. That allows Columbus to turn it the other way, but they turn it over at center. Richards back in. He will tumble one in on goal. That will allow both teams to complete a change. Now attacking with speed to the right side is Aldworth. Around one, cutting in past the D to the backhand, and he couldn't complete the move as he tried to move through the crease, but he lost the handle. Right back, here come the River Dragons. Wickline putting it ahead, but Aldworth couldn't come up with it there as the D was in the way. Back come Danbury. Schmidt on the far side, pushing his man off the puck, chasing to the near side. Lopez centering feed, went through the crease. And now Yelensky's picking it up. He's up with Wickline. Yelensky's ahead. Wickline in space. Swings it to the front of the net. That would have steered away there by Lugo. Frazier holding it in. Right side, Aldworth. Shot! Shoulder save. Nice job by Aldworth to use the D as a screen there. There's Patrantonio cutting to the net. Wrap around to the backhand. Save Wilson with the left pad flat on the ice. Now Danbury trying to counter. Boy, Columbus is starting to pick it up a little offensively here. Here they come back in again, right side. Led by Doe. Rolling puck, corrals, spins, right point. Frazier, wrister. That one deflected on the way in. And it's still got a piece of the left pad of Wilson as he clears it to center. Frazier, left side. Petrantonio back in. Tried to step around the D. Pushed away, but there's Underwood. In that left side corner, trying to bull his way behind the net with the puck. Goes back up the wall. Pass a little too hot. Scoots out of the zone. Rogers back with it. He'll leave it off for Vanelli. Vanelli up the left side. A return pass, here's Rogers. Rogers at center. Vanelli steps in over the line. Vanelli tried to cut low. Turned over. Danbury attacking back the other way, led by Bunnell. Bunnell in with a wrister, tipped to the glass. Ends up near side half boards, kept in by Yao. Doe tried to leave it back for the D. Vanelli rams it around. Yao waiting at the left point, holds it in. Puck bouncing behind the net. Centering feed, high slot shot. They scored. Brendan Dowler from the high slot took the feed and let it go. Colgan was caught deep in the net there. It finds room over his left shoulder. Danbury strikes first. It's 1-0. Nine 9:17 time of the goal. And for Dowler, that's just his second of the year. You talk about depth scoring in this game, you need it. Big hit on the near side, thrown there by King. That's going to bring a pile. And King is wrestled to the ice and is now taking glove punches from Cody Gibbs. Gibbs just dumped him. King threw a heavy hit on the near side. You heard the explosion on the glass all the way up here. But I don't think there was an initial penalty call coming on that hit from King. I don't know what we're going to get now, because now Storjahan just took a stick from one of the Danbury players, and Greco stepped in. And that was Gonzalez, who Tried to pull the legs out from under Storjahan on his way as he was skating away. I don't know what we're going to end up with here. And again, there was no initial call coming on the hit. So, let's see here. The referees are conferring, but they're not talking to the linesman. I think maybe just trying to figure out what to take out of that pile. We got a boarding call, which I assume is going to be against King. And I'm not sure where the other one's going to be here. I wonder if we're going to get one at all. It doesn't look like it. No, it's going to be a Danbury power play. Well, that's interesting because, you know, King ends up down on the ice taking some glove punches in the back of the head there from Gibbs. Then Gonzalez goes after Storjahan, but they don't even it up. So the first power play of the game belongs to the Hat-Tricks. Danbury's power play, something I want to talk about in the pregame show, but I didn't quite get around to. 5-on-5, Danbury's been very good. Power play is only 12% for Danbury this year. They're an even strength scoring machine. Let's see if they can do anything in the power play here. There's a blocker saved by Colgan on a chance from the near side. Another shot. That one hits traffic in front. Looked like it hit LaBelle and is chopped out by Petrantonio. Now, conversely, the River Dragons, 90% on the penalty kill this year. So they've really done well special teams-wise. As Danbury will bring it in, Colgan steers the puck into the near side boards. Now another big hit on the near side by Greco. Puck to center, now shorthanded chance. Petrantonio in to the forehand. He was hooked up, couldn't get a shot off, but it draws a penalty. And they get the whistle. So when we come back, we're going to go to 4-on-4 with 9:37 to go in the first period. 1-0 Danbury. We are back with more in a moment. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
The year may be coming to an end, but the to-do list on your property, it never stops. Come see us at SunSouth. We'll help you find the right John Deere equipment to meet your needs. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth during our year-end sales event, where you can take advantage of low financing offers and huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including package deals with tractor, implements, and trailer. So do more and save more during the year-end sales event at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Back in the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you. Danbury with an early 1-0 lead, 9:37 to go in the first. But we're now 4-on-4 for the next minute and 11 seconds. Lugo in the box for slashing. And so that's the end of the first Franklin Financial penalty kill for the River Dragons. And on the other side of it, they will have a Georgia Power play. But 4-on-4, a lot of ice out there. And as I mentioned, Danbury very good at even strength. Let's see what happens. Here's the River Dragons control. Aldworth on the left side into that left wing corner. Aldworth out the near wing, feeds up top. There's a shot, Rogers, and that one is denied by Wilson. Rebound knocked free on the near side, and Danbury just gets it out to center. Rogers will rush it right back in. Stops at the point, feeds onto the right side. Frazier into the slot, wanted Aldworth, went past his stick. Aldworth on it, curls on the wing. And go all the way across the blue line with it. To his right. His shot. Save made. Rebound. And Frazier couldn't put it home. Rogers a chance off the goalpost. It's in the crease. And the net comes off. When the net came off, the puck was over the line, but I don't know if that was because of the scramble that also knocked the net off. And it looks like they will not signal a goal here. Oh, the best chances of the game for the River Dragons. Frazier had a bouncing puck, couldn't corral. It ends up going wide. He feeds it back in front. Rogers hits the post. So 4-on-4s belong to Columbus. 14 seconds left to go in that. And now they're set up to go on the power play here. In another 5 as the crowd helpfully counts it down. 8.5 to go in the first. 1-0 Danbury. Now onto the Georgia power play. And the River Dragons attacking with speed on the right side. Storjahan will carry it in. Cutting into the slot. Storjahan had it knocked away. Kelly comes up with it. Leaves it to the right point for LaBelle. Near dot, Storjahan. Slid to the left point. LaBelle covering. He gets it. Fakes. Near wing. Storjahan. Right side corner. Rotates with Kelly. Kelly up top. LaBelle lets it go. Left pad save. Wilson. Kelly, top of the near circle. He'll shoot. Missed on the far side. King. Up to the left point. Over to the right side, LaBelle, 10 seconds in the power play. Storjahan tried to feed it low. That one was picked off and cleared. That'll do it for the power play. Both teams 0 for 1 with the man advantage here in this one. Here in this Sun South John Deere first period. Tom Callahan here with you, broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box. And ahead come the River Dragons again. Left side in, a shot, and a right pad save. Wilson on Storjahan. He'll cycle it to King, take a bump, feed it to the left point, Vanelli. Vanelli steps around traffic, sends it behind the net. Kelly, side of the net, couldn't get it free, and now Marchessault getting it out to center. Turned over at the River Dragons line, and now 2-on-1. Here's Underwood moving in right side. Defenseman dives. Nice play by Yao as he hit the deck. And Underwood couldn't get it around him. Puck to the point. Rogers shot tipped in front by Underwood. Wilson the save. Into the slot again. That one between two River Dragons. Doe tracks it to the point. Keeps it in on the right side. Rogers backing up along the line. Lost it. Marchessault out to center with it. He'll just backhand it down. Danbury heads for the change. The energy in this first period has been tremendous. Both of these teams trading chances. Here's an icing call coming up against Columbus. We'll bring that one all the way back down. Fans, don't forget your free Fire and Ice digital program for every home game. It's available at rdragons.com. If you've been to any of the games this year and you picked up one of our folios, there's a QR code in that. You can scan it. Or if you're here tonight and you haven't done that, you can always scan the QR code that is at several of the customer service tables around the concourse area. 6:23 to go in the first. 1-0 hat tricks. Draw one on to the near side. Petrantonio takes a bump, gets it up the wall. Underwood fights it to center. Petrantonio sends it in, bounces wide of Wilson. Doe, left side half boards. You know, it's interesting. You heard Coach Bouchard say before the game they're treating this like a little bit of a playoff game, and it feels pretty intense right now. It has that first game of a playoff series feel where the energy is still high. Everybody's excited to be in the playoffs. Picked off by Krupp. Right side in, and he fanned on the wrist shot. Tried to center. That one was blocked off the skate there of Gonzalez. Played around and not out. That hit a body, stays in the Danbury zone. Nice job by Wickline. Twice he blocked an exit attempt, and now the puck just hops out at the line. Finally relieving a little bit of pressure there. Aldworth playing it back to the D. Frazier banks it ahead. Krupp out of traffic. Left side Wickline. Tried to leave it to Aldworth. He wasn't ready for it. Danbury the other way. They'll dump in from center. Colgan out to leave it. While the hat tricks change up the lines. And now Schmidt. Here we go. We're going to go Schmidt and Amesbury. They'll go to center. They spin around here and they lock up with the left hands. Amesbury with the right. Schmidt trying to get in with the left. And now Amesbury a right, and they go down. Amesbury trying to fire up his bench. Trying to get Danbury going here as the River Dragons have pinned them back in their own zone for the last 5 or so minutes, but Danbury's still got the 1-0 lead up on the scoreboard. You can kind of see that one coming. Amesbury goes behind the net, throws a hit, and then a little extra shot there, and then Schmidt responds with a little extra shot. And after that, not much talking, just mitts off, and we'll figure this out. Schmidt tossed one of his gloves off so far, it landed in the far corner, and they are just now discovering it. So probably a little 5 for fighting here with 5:06 left to go, and we will play on. But the crowd loves it. Right now, let's see where the momentum goes. That's the important part of this. Puck is free at the side of the Columbus net. River Dragons able to clean up, though. Here's Frazier. Ahead to Aldworth. Aldworth around one. He's got speed again up the left side. Trying to cut into the forehand. Lets it go, but hugging that right post on his knees. Wilson makes the save, and he hangs on. 4:40 to go in the first. 1-0 Danbury in the lead. We're back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Coming to an end, but the to-do list on your property, it never stops. Come see us at SunSouth. We'll help you find the right John Deere equipment to meet your needs. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth during our year-end sales event, where you can take advantage of low financing offers and huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including package deals with tractor, implements, and trailer. So do more and save more during the year-end sales event at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other, because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you. So Schmidt and Amesbury 5 for fighting. We continue 5-on-5 hockey here, 4.5 to go in this SunSouth John Deere first period. Lead pass ahead on the left side, Columbus on the attack. And that pass pinballs off skates of the line, though Greco holds it in. No, he did not. Oh boy, it looked like he did from up here. Offside, brought to you by Old School Barber Shop, online at oldschoolbarbershoppe.com. If your sides are a little off, check out Old School Barber Shop. Book online anytime. Also, you can book 24/7 through their Facebook and their Instagram. Face off just outside the Danbury line, pushed in by Storjahan, but that one is scooped back out to center quickly. Now Greco will return it right back into the zone. And Danbury sends it out. Little pitch and catch right now. Greco has to flatten a roller in his own end. And now on the left wing, here's King attacking, feeds it up high. Storjahan in front, looking for Kelly or King on the tip. Went right between them. Kelly tips it right up through the goal crease. Puck free. It's tied up and now sent to the wall. Sheehan the other way for Danbury. He'll leave it on the right wing side. Long wrister coming in, punched out by the blocker of Colgan. Roller on the near side. Cycled to the left point. A shot blocked and now a race to center. And ahead, left side is Kelly. Kelly in over the line. Spins through his man. Backdoor feed. What a stop by Wilson with a left pad on Storjahan. Great stop. And what an individual effort by Jacob Kelly to spin around the D and get that puck across. Danbury back in. There's a shot and a glove save, Colgan. Well, that wrister was pretty much right in the webbing from Kuznetsov. 3:09 to go in the first, and boy, half the Civic Center got up on its feet when Kelly pulled free on that spin move. You could see Storjahan free at the back door, but great anticipation by Wilson. Face-off will be to the right of Colgan. Puck tied up in the corner off the draw. 3 minutes to go in this first period. Into the Danbury end it goes, no icing. They will clear the zone with a long lead, and now carrying it up the right side is Lugo. He's knocked off on the wall by Vanelli. Roller back out to center. Yao sending it in. They'll follow it up. Hooked up, couldn't get it free. Now a chance at a shot blocker save. Colgan there on Marchessault. And Petrantonio has to double it back for Rogers behind the net. Petrantonio tried to chip it into space, couldn't get it through. It's not out. Marchessault on the left side with it. Feeding it to the side of the net, gets it back at the dot. His shot hit a body in front, goes around to the right point. There's a chance, save made Colgan. Rebound Rogers will lift the wedge out. And send that one back to the Danbury end, but no icing. Krupp up aggressively on the forecheck here. Forces Dowler all the way out from behind his own net. Dowler up the left side with some speed. In over the line. Wrist shot, blocked off Frazier. Bouncing puck in front. Taken away by LaBelle, and now here's Krupp up the left side. He's got support coming. Krupp cuts, fends it over. Wickline, toe saved by Wilson. Wickline deflected it back to the stick side, and Wilson barely got a piece of it, but another great save. Puck bouncing around to that far side corner now. Danbury still trying to get it out of the zone. And back the other way through center. Here they coming on the right side. Chance in the corner there, but Frazier took it away. As the puck chipped up towards the left point, tied up there by Kelly. Still not out. Cutting to his right, looking for a chance. Ruiz with a long shot. That was blocked off LaBelle. Now fed in behind the net, ends up on the right side. Columbus looking to clear the zone. LaBelle gets it at least to center, but Danbury pushing back in with under a minute to go in the period. There's a shot that hit Frazier. Attempt on the left side. Colgan with a right pad save on that backhander. Not much of a threat from Sheehan. Now a lob pass ahead. Aldworth couldn't catch up with it. Danbury the other way. That one is dumped in, and Colgan decides to catch it and hang on to it. He says, I will slow this down. Thank you very much. Not a bad decision right there. Well, it's a comfortable 72 degrees here in the Civic Center. If the temperature in your home isn't comfortable, call Air Force Heating and Air today. Face off to the right of the River Dragons net. It's still tied up in the circle there. Puck's not going anywhere. And now backing on Colgan, and he will hold it. King a little contact with Richards, but it seemed incidental enough, and they're willing to shrug it off. Danbury controlling the face-off, feeds it in behind the Columbus net. 18 seconds and counting. Rogers wraps his man up, puck up the slot. Here's Kelly away. Do they have enough time? Columbus to center. 10 seconds to go. Feed ahead for Greco. Crashing now. It's turned over at the blue line. Now 6 seconds. Danbury back. Odd man on the left side. Flipped into the slot. A shot! And that one caught a piece of Colgan and then found the glass. And we get the horn. Colgan just got a piece with his shoulder. Everybody blew the zone for the River Dragons, and all of a sudden it was getting a little crazy going back the other way. And Danbury, with 6 seconds, able to get a very nice scoring chance off. But, boy, after one period of play, both teams had their opportunities, but it is only Danbury that is able to convert. They lead 1-0. And right now, the River Dragons and the Hat-Tricks putting on a show here for the fans at the Columbus Civic Center. It has been a tremendous open to this game and this weekend series. Should be a classic. And by the way, this is only the third time this year that the River Dragons have entered the locker room trailing after one period of play. They're 1-1 in that scenario. All right, we will take a break, step aside, and when we come back, we will move on into our first period intermission report brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We will be joined by Jacob Kelly. And then we will get inside the numbers here. Take a look at that Zelmo zipping out of town scoreboard for you, and a whole lot more coming your way in just a moment. 20 minutes gone in the Columbus Civic Center, and the River Dragons trail the Danbury Hat-Tricks 1-0 after one. Back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
And a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Zylec, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
While the River Dragons handle pests on the ice, Orkin takes care of rodents and pests at your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Orkin creates a custom pest plan specifically for you. Orkin can help eliminate and control mice, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stinging insects, and cockroaches, just to name a few. Remember, they're not happy until you're happy, so visit Orkin.com for a free estimate and trust the only pest control service the Dragons trust, Orkin. Now, if they could just control sea wolves and thunderbirds.
Welcome back here in the Chick-fil-A First Period Intermission Report. We're joined by Jacob Kelly. And Jacob, thanks for taking the time to join us. We appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the way things are going right now, not only for this team, but for you personally. Both of you are really on a bit of a hot streak right now. So what seems to be going right?
Just our teamwork. Like, everyone's just connecting right now. Got the opportunity to play with two great line mates right now. They're fitting me, I'm fitting them. We're just meshing well together. And I think that goes for our whole team too.
Talk a little bit about that chemistry. I mean, you guys, it seems like since you've been put together, you've really been playing well.
Yeah, just in practice, we just learned how to play with each other where we are without the puck, and it just makes everything simple.
Talk a little bit about how that fits in with the team philosophy. I know that, speaking of keeping it simple, I mean, we hear Boomer say every week, hey guys, keep it simple.
Yeah. We just like to control the puck, basically just make the simple plays, 5-foot passes, nothing too fancy, and get down low, cycle the puck, and good things happen for us.
You got Danbury coming in this weekend now, obviously a 1-2 battle in this FPHL, probably your best test you've seen so far. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big one tonight, so hopefully we can pull out another dub and get on with it.
You know what, it's kind of nice to be on that streak and winning the way the team is right now. And do you appreciate and kind of relish the test of probably the toughest team you've faced so far?
Yeah, it's definitely great playing a good hockey team. And it's going to be a great game tonight. Everyone's going to be buzzing. So we're all really excited in the room.
Jake, thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thank you.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
HydroLife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. HydroLife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. HydroLife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Heroes of Valhalla is your go-to place for all of your gunsmithing and firearms needs. They also specialize in Cerakote finishing as well as hydro dipping, which offers over 1,000 different pattern options. Check them out online at heroesofvalhalla.us or stop by the shop at 6320 Bradley Park Drive in Columbus. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at heroesofvalhalla.us.
Let's go!
Back at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you in the Chick-fil-A first period intermission, broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber Press Box. Columbus River Dragons hockey is brought to you in part by Country Inn & Suites, official host hotel of the Columbus River Dragons, and by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Columbus River Dragons. Also by Zelmo's Zip-In, the official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. Air Force Heating and Cooling, the official heating and air company of the Columbus River Dragons, and Wade Cleaners, the official cleaners of Scorch and Torch. Well, why don't we, before we get inside the numbers, let's look at that Zelmo's Zip-In out-of-town scoreboard. Zelmo's has been fueling life's passions since 1999. Around the FPHL, everybody is in action tonight, and the other game's going on right now. About halfway through the second period, Watertown's got a 3-2 lead up on the Binghamton Black Bears. And then it's a 1-1 tie after one with Delaware and Motor City. Elmira has a 1-0 lead at First Arena up in New York over the Mississippi Seawolves 20 minutes into that one. And Port Huron and Carolina are tied at 1 after one period of play. In the National Hockey League, Friday night, not the heaviest night of action here in the NHL, just 3 games going on tonight. Rangers have a 1-0 lead in the second period over the Ottawa Senators. Kravtsov, his first of the year for the Rangers. Predators, 1-0 up on the Islanders. That's towards the end of the first. Forsberg, his 8th. And then the Blue Jackets and the Jets scoreless, although the Jets already on an early power play. That one's only 3:40 into that first period. So just 3 games in the NHL slate this evening. Well, let's take a look inside the numbers here from our game, which is 1-0 right now in favor of Danbury. And one of the first things that jumps out at you here, the shot total right now is 14-9 in favor of the River Dragons. And the ebb and the flow, if I were going to graph this period for you, it would drop off at the beginning and drop off at the end as far as the River Dragons concerned. But in the middle, and probably gradually building through the first half of the period, but then definitely towards the middle and the back half of the first period, the River Dragons were really bringing it to the Danbury Hat Tricks. They were just unable to solve goaltender Brian Wilson, who, by the way, is every bit as advertised. He has been outstanding here this evening. Brendan Colgan's been good. He allowed a goal against, and that's how Danbury's found the lead. But Wilson has made saves in this game so far this should already be a 3-1 River Dragons lead. But he has just found a way to get enough of a piece of a pad, of a skate, of whatever it is, on a puck, scrambling around a little bit. And Columbus has had some grade A chances. They've been so close. They've hit a goalpost. Cody Rogers hit a goalpost, but they just haven't quite been able to put one away. Now, that said, River Dragons fans, I would not fret. One, because the scoring opportunities are there, and so are the rebounds. And number two, Columbus is actually doing a pretty good job of protecting its own end of the ice. And that is also important, especially against a team that does very well 5-on-5, like the Hat Tricks do. They do a lot at even strength. They're a very strong team. And again, we talked about depth scoring, and as I look at the scoring, Dowler is your goal scorer here at .917, and for Dowler, Brendan Dowler, just his second goal of the year. And that's something that Danbury does need and wants more of, is that depth scoring as we go through this season. And you know what? That's what Columbus has, and that's why rolling all three lines right now, it's good to see Thomas Alworth, who is flying out there tonight. He's playing with speed. So is Jay Krupp. That line is playing with speed. And it's interesting how you put a guy who's fast like Alworth on there, and all of a sudden, his line mates feel compelled to keep up, and they are. Wickline is out there, and he's keeping up with him. Krupp is out there, and he's keeping up with him. They're pushing the pace. And that is the quote-unquote third line for this team. Again, I mean, the Storjahan line, King and Kelly, they had several good chances while they were out there. Petrantonio is playing with pace tonight. He's moving the puck along very well. That line was involved in some good scoring chances. So the chances are there right now. Even if they're not generating shots on goal, it took a little while for the River Dragons to start establishing some zone time. Probably the first 6-7 minutes of that first period. But then they did finally get it going. So that was nice to see from a Columbus perspective. But again, shots finished 14-9. Dowler from Pamelion, the only goal of the first period that belongs to Danbury. 9:17 time of the goal for Dowler. And so each team 0 for 1 on the power play in that opening frame. And most of that, by the way, might be a little misleading. Most of that was 4-on-4. A minute 11 was 4-on-4 crossover between those two teams, each getting 49 seconds of power play time. But still, I mean, enough time to do some damage if you're able to set up and get something going. Well, here it's 1-0 Danbury. After one, we did, by the way, have a fight. Don't want to gloss over that. But Amesbury and Schmidt dropped the mitts. I don't know if they're going to go 3 and out tonight because it is a close game. But I think maybe in the first period you get that fight out of the way if you're only going to have one. Maybe later on in the game we might see another one depending on the score and the situation. But I do know 99% of coaches in a one-goal game do not want their guys dropping the gloves if they can help it. And the flip side of that is, again, Schmidt's playing defense tonight. Ozelinch is suspended for tonight's game. He will be back tomorrow, but while he's out today, Schmidt is playing defense. It is important to have him out there and taking a shift so that his pair stays together, and then they don't have to rotate through 5 defensemen. So that's something else to keep in mind. We will be 5-on-5 when we come back to action here at the Columbus Civic Center. The second period is just around the corner. That's it for the Chick-fil-A first period intermission report. Tom Callahan with you, broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber Press Box. Let's take a break, and we will come back with second period action. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
And a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
What's up, Columbus, Phoenix City, and all the bi-state area? This is Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm. Once we take on a car case, it's not just about law. It is our duty to provide and to give that client the best possible experience. If you think you need us, call or text us. We got you. Michael G. Costello, 1301 First Avenue, Suite 101, Columbus, 31901, 762-221-5616.
Time for your mind, so it locks and loads.
For Beam, community isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. We believe that when we care together, work together, and even cheer for our favorite teams together, we are closer to what counts. Beam has been improving the way we connect since 1964, not just with technology, but with our communities and with each other, because at Beam, community is not just a place, it's the way we do business. Beam, bringing East Alabama more. It's in our name.
Columbus Diagnostic Center, the area's clear choice for diagnostic imaging. CDC Northside features the area's first and only 3T MRI, the most powerful MRI available, and our new 64-slice CT scanner, cutting-edge imaging that's available at both locations. For over 30 years, patient comfort, lower costs, and uncompromising dedication remain our top priority. Clearer results for a more accurate diagnosis. Columbus Diagnostic Center and CDC Northside. Technology with a human touch.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Back in the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you as we are getting ready to go for second period action. Don't forget to tune in to the River Dragons Radio Coaches Show, presented by Mike Costello Law. That's every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And on 106.9 Really Rocks, Columbus's Real Rock Station. Coach Bouchard joined by a different River Dragons player guest every week. And, of course, I am there with you. And the River Dragons TV Coaches Show airs every Thursday night, 7 p.m. on CTN 16, replaying at 11 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Don't miss it. Second period is brought to you by Kinetic Credit Union. Broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber Press Box, I'm Tom Callahan. And we are going to get ready to go here. 5-on-5 hockey to resume period number 2. And the River Dragons will once again roll out Underwood with Petrantonio and Doe. Vanelli and Rogers, the D pair, to start it off. It's Ruiz with Bunnell and Pamelion out there for Danbury to start up front. One 0 Danbury to start period number 2. And we are underway. Hat-tricks control the face-off. Hat-tricks will bank it in. Colgan out to steer it away, back up that near side. Doe chipped it along. Well, offside, they say. So an early offside whistle here, just 15 seconds into period number 2. Offside brought to you by Old School Barber Shop. You need your lines lined up. Visit Old School Barber Shop. You can book online anytime, by the way, also through their Facebook and their Instagram. 24/7 booking. You decide at 4 o'clock in the morning you need a haircut. Old School Barber Shop Instagram. Plus, you can see some of the great work they do down there. Vanelli will leave it up the near side. Doe cross ice with it. And Petrantonio's pass, that did not connect. That's an icing call. 36 seconds into the second period. Back down we go to the, looks like right side maybe of Colgan. Nope, to the left. His glove hand. Sheehan for the face-off and across from Underwood. Underwood wins it right back on his goaltender. Petrantonio on it. Off the boards. Gets it ahead. It bounces away from Doe. Rolls back to the Danbury end. Hat-tricks on the regroup. They turn it over. And that'll be sent in as Columbus getting a change. Wilson blockers the puck right out of play, actually. Pops it off the old waffle board. 54 seconds into the second. A little bit of a halting start to this second period. A definite departure from that first period. Frantic energy up and down the ice. Everybody lined up on the near dot, and the faceoff was on the far side. The linesman looked awful lonely standing over there by himself. But finally, everybody figured it out. River Dragons able to keep it in. Turned over behind the net. Puck in the slot. King puts it down to himself. Couldn't get his shot away in time, though. And now it's cleared away out to center. Danbury tipped it back into the Columbus end, and that is immediately sent back down the other way. They see no icing. King up on the forecheck here. Left side, here's Kelly pinching to try to help. Puck free in the high slot. Turned over to the hat tricks. And they will fire it on into the Columbus end. This reminds me a little bit of the pitch and catch we saw to open period number 1. Both teams kind of back and forth with the puck through the neutral zone, trying to break in. That pass intercepted by Danbury as Columbus tried to stretch left side. And now they come back in on the right wing. A drive there and a blocker saved by Colgan. But Kuznetsov got a lot of that one. Puck tied up on the far side half wall. Ends up left point. Kept in. Wrister tipped on the way through. Goes off the back of the net. Stays back there. Ends up on the far side. King swings it across the ice. Now here's Kelly. Kelly trying to break in around the ref. He cuts into the backhand, and he couldn't get his shot away. Puck hopped on him. Sturgeon following it up to the right side. Oh, foiled by the bouncing biscuit there was Jacob Kelly. Danbury able to clear it out. Schmidt will backhand that one away to center. Returned right to the Columbus line, but turned up, looking for Wickline and passed a little too far in the lead. Danbury dumps it back in. Schmidt giving chase. Has Lopez on him. He reversed it around to the near side. Krupp tips on. Here's Aldworth. Aldworth cutting in high slot with a wrister, and the save made. Wilson rebound up in the air. Comes down behind the net. Aldworth in his skates, feeding to the left point. Schmidt through traffic. Tip just wide. Oh my, nice job on the back door there by Krupp. He was almost able to redirect that one in. Good look. Schmidt has to chase it all the way back to his zone end. Frazier now, turnaround chance in front, save Colgan. Oh, he held it long enough to get the whistle. The puck came free right after the whistle blew. As Danbury gets to the crease and tries to make something happen there. 3:02 gone in the second period, and let's pick it back up a little bit. I don't know why everybody is so fooled by where the faceoffs are supposed to be. That's already twice. The first 3 minutes of the second period that all 10 guys have lined up at the wrong faceoff dot. Columbus will push it ahead. Left side, there's a backhand chance, and that is shut down by Wilson. As Vanelli led the charge in and tried to make something happen, find a little daylight there. Face off once again to the right of the Danbury goal. Puck is tipped behind the net. Ends up with Yao. He will use the glass to get it down the ice. No icing as Vanelli chases. Vanelli, step around one. Lead up the left side to Doe. Doe dumps it in, far side corner. That's banked right back out. Hat tricks to the attack. Fed ahead, that one into the skates there of Jessel. Couldn't come up with it. Kept in, however, at the left point. And now, once again, Danbury trying to go to work here, but puck picked away, and now just bounced back out to center. Danbury will dump it in. That was short of center, but they say no icing here, so the Bell's back after it. Gets it to Rogers. Rogers left side to King. King sending it across, and too far for Kelly. It ends up right in on Wilson, and he elects to hang on to it. 4:16 gone here in the second period. Danbury up 1-0. The goal coming back in the first period. Off the stick of Brendan Dowler. Danbury pushing the face-off ahead. They'll move in with the chains. Sent high in the glove side of the glass. Cutting in the slot with it. Marchesson. He ended up getting pushed back out to center with it. And Lopez looking to turn it back into the right side. Long shot in. Colgan absorbs. No rebound there. Let's see if we line up at the correct dot. Nope, everybody started milling around on the wrong dot, but then a couple guys got smart here. They've been watching. Now everybody will line up to the left of Brendan Colgan. Face-off pushed down to the near wall. Frazier sending it around. Aldworth has to come back for it. It kind of ran out of gas there. And now chip behind the net. Centering attempt goes off the skate of Schmidt. He runs into Amesbury. Puck on the near side. A wraparound attempt. Colgan the save. Schmidt still has Amesbury tied up behind the net. Puck went back on their skates. Frazier knocks his man down to the pile. And Amesbury and Schmidt are the pile as they slowly work up the wall. Now it's pulled out by Columbus. Here's Krupp, but slapped off the stick of Frazier. He's got to double back for it. And he cuts right up the middle of the ice. Frazier onto the right wing, feeding it ahead. Albert trying to cut in around the D. He has stood up, and that is held. And a little bit of shoving here at the side of the net once again. And it looks like everybody's going to separate peaceably. All right, 5:22 gone here in the second period. 1-0 Danbury in the lead. We are back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
River Dragons hockey is more fun in a group. Come celebrate your birthday, anniversary, reunion, and more. Get 10 or more people together to enjoy the best available seating, a special VIP entrance, group recognition at the game, a visit from Scorch or Torch, and more. Plus, you can add on options like Chuck-a-Pucks, souvenir hats or pucks, and even a team gear shopping spree. Groups of 30 or more get a post-game photo on the ice. Group perks are only available through the River Dragons office by calling 706-507-4625.
And we are back to action here. River Dragons controlling the puck. A shot tipped just wide of the far post. And now Krupp on the rebound. Aldworth into the right side corner after it. This line has been buzzing throughout most of the game here. Wickline trying to help out as Aldworth was knocked down. But Danbury able to break the zone, and now 3-on-2 developing. They try to push it ahead, but Rogers off the glass sends it back out to center as he a little extra effort on the reach back for it. And pass for Aldworth on the left side. That's picked off and bounced in from center into the skates of Vanelli, who returns it. And left side off the blades of Krupp. Turn right back the other way. Here's Kuznetsov. He has to wheel back inside his own line, pushed back by the forecheck. And he's able to kind of move it through center, then got it right back. And once again, the River Dragons end up with possession. They'll try to regroup. Vanelli spinning away from the forecheck here as he's pushed behind the net by Marchesson. Now it ends up the left wing side. Here's Krupp trying to get out of there for a change at the same time. Wheeling it over the line to the left side. Petrantonio, or pardon me, that's Rogers trying to feed it in front. And it's banked out to center. Boy, Krupp is still out there. Now he'll finally get to the bench. Gibbs back after it. Feeds it up the right wing side. Kept in left point by LaBelle. Wilson leaves it behind his own net. Off of Underwood. Puck doesn't clear the zone. Petrantonio, left side corner. Getting in there after it. Underwood on the wall. Banked away from him, though, now. And out to center. It's a stretch. Marchesson into the left side. Fed it up the slot. Puck deflected out to center ice. Petrantonio will curl with it. He'll break in. Right side in. Long wrister, and he just missed on the blocker side. LaBelle steps up for a check, but the puck is cleared to center. You can hear the crowd maybe get a little restless here. Danbury back in with a chance. That's ripped wide on the blocker side. On the far side, Pamelion feeds it into the corner. Puck behind the net. Wraparound attempt. Stuffed by Colgan. Rebound in front. Pamelion puts it away. Colgan never saw where the puck ricocheted off the shaft of his stick. And it ended up right on the tape of Pamelion in the slot. He puts it away, and Danbury is out to a 2-0 lead. Pamelion's third goal of the year, 7:34, time of the marker. I'll tell you what, how big do those first period saves look from Brian Wilson right now with a 2-0 lead. Puck is free in front of the River Dragons net again and is knocked away. Now Kelly trying to go up the right side. Here's the stretch, and now Storjan going to the net, takes a feed to the backhand. He was just hooked up trying to get a shot away. Storjan feeds to the right point. Frazier back to Storjan. Looking for Kelly. Kelly behind the net. King near corner. High slot. Frazier fed it back into the pile. That one is picked off, but keeping it in is Kelly. Now down low. Storjan hooked it back. King at it. The puck, where is it? It's tied up in the gear, and Wilson's got it. Here we go. Storjan pushing to the side of the net. Kelly in there too. King into the pile. He's not afraid. Right now, Danbury is getting every save they need from their goaltender. Columbus has hit a post. They've been victimized by a bouncing puck once or twice, but they still have not found a way to dent the twine. 2-0 hat tricks. They didn't like that draw. They're going to do it again. Going to hold the clock for 1 second. Puck down this time. Columbus wins the draw. Shot through traffic. Tipped up over top of the net. On the left side, here's Krupp. Pushing it behind the goal. Fed to the far side. It ends up pinballing to the right point. Shot coming in through traffic. Fought off by the blocker of Wilson. Danbury the other way. They'll fire it into the far side corner. Rogers off the dasher to the line. Not out. Yao holding it in. His shot hit a body in front. He'll be left at the right point. There's a shot. That's whistled wide on the stick side of Colgan. Held in left side. Rattles off a stanchion. Ends up at Rogers behind the River Dragons net. Left side he feeds Krupp. Krupp looking ahead. Aldworth tips on to Wickline. Wickline back looking for Aldworth, and that's redirected out to center. Columbus will change it up. As Danbury on the regroup here. Coming up on 9.5 minutes gone here in the second period. The Hat Tricks have stretched their lead to 2-0. Fans trying to do what they can to help out the River Dragons here. As it's backhanded in, Wilson will paddle at a side. Doe in the corner. Sends it around to an open wing on the right side. Petrantonio rips it right across the crease and out of the zone after the kick off the dasher. LaBelle backs to his own line with it. Doe, right side feed. Greco banks it over. Petrantonio steps in. Left side, stops. Looks for help up top. That puck turned over. And now an odd man developing up the right side. Here comes Danbury in. Nice job by Greco to step over, close down Lugo, and take away the chance. Now back the other way, Columbus. Storjahan on the right wing. Feeds Doe, cutting to the net, but it was knocked off his stick. Puck not out, however. As it's fed into the slot, Greco kept it in, knocked a man down for good measure. At center, puck is picked up. Here's Gonzalez in for Danbury. His shot handled by Colgan. And now a long stretch pass to center. Did not find Kelly in behind the traffic. Puck ripped out of play. And we get a whistle with 9:19 left to go in the second period. Danbury with a 2-0 lead. We're back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
My name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you. And they called the goal, by the way, earlier on. Pamelion, they've added an assist, so it's now Bunnell and Ruiz both picking up assists on that goal at 7:34. And that's how we've ended up here. It's 2-0 Danbury. Vanelli, left side, moving it in is King. King stops on the wall. Got it to Storjahan, who was pulled down. No call there. Puck at the left point held in. King in the left half wall. Try to put a shot in front. Turn away to the corner. Storjahan trying to spin with it. That one up the wall. Rogers at the line, able to hold it in. Blocked away in front. And now cleared out off the glass. All the way back to the Columbus end. Back here in the Kinetic Credit Union second period. Tom Callahan here with you in the Harvey Lumber press box. These same two teams go right back at it again tomorrow night. 7:30 here at the Columbus Civic Center. Right now Danbury with a 2-0 lead. Not for lack of Columbus scoring chances, but again, Brian Wilson has been phenomenal in net for Danbury. And the Danbury defense has done a very nice job closing off some of those opportunities in the middle of the ice. They've started to converge, I think, a little bit better on the River Dragons here in period number 2, whereas in the first period, Columbus was able to scoot through the gap a few times. Now Columbus on the return now with speed, and that one is knocked away once again. Good active sticks there by the D as it's fired back the other way by Danbury. Colgan out to paddle it around to the backhand. Frazier on the right side. Tied up on the wall, feeds it to Schmidt, who sent it back off the referee. Frazier has to go back for it. And now Columbus ahead. They'll fight their way in over the line. Here's Schmidt joining the rush with his shot. Wilson save. Ooh, he dropped it, but then held it. Got the whistle. A little bit of a juggling act there. Wickline cutting right through the doorstep. Trying to see if he can make something happen. Aldworth out there with Wickline and Yelensky's here. Yelensky's has a goal in each of his last 3 games as well. Boy, I tell you what, when he gets the puck, he does not waste a lot of time unloading it, and he's pretty deadly. Frazier loops behind his net. Has to spin away from the forecheck here. Gets it up the right side, and now the River Dragons trying to chip it in. That one just a little too far for Aldworth there. Right back the other way now. Marchessault cutting in on the backhand, tried to walk it in front. That one is paddled away. Columbus flipping the puck out to center. Vanelli trying to jump up and join the rush. They'll have to peel back now, though. Columbus working on a change in behind the play. Underwood stepping up. Now Petrantonio joining him on the forecheck. Play reverse to the right side. Puck tipped in from center. Finds the high glass in the Columbus end. And quickly turning it back up is LaBelle. Pass tipped on through center. Doe has to go back for it. Sends it in. Petrantonio over to the right side. Petrantonio up on the forecheck. Doe trying to help out in the cycle. Right side high slot. Underwood a shot. Blocked off a body. Petrantonio sends it down low to Underwood. It's been a little while since we've seen some sustained zone time from Columbus here in the second. 6:14 and counting to go. 2-0 Danbury in the lead here in the second period. Petrantonio pushes free on the near side. Left point, LaBelle, a shot off the outside of the net. Now Underwood off the paddle of Wilson's goal stick, and that one is finally skated out by Danbury. They'll chip it in left side. Pamelion in behind the net after it. Petrantonio tying him up. Greco trying to help out. Fed to the right point. Kept in there, and a shot that is blocked and now cleared just over the line. Now stepping up is Kelly. Jacob Kelly on the right wing. Trying to go 1-on-3 while his mates changed. He couldn't pull it off. Right back the other way. There's a wrist shot sent to the glass by Kuznetsov. Wraps its way around, and now here's the lead to Kelly. Kelly in. He's caught by the D and had it knocked off his stick there by Gonzalez. And we get a whistle in behind the plate. Do we have too many men? It is too many men against Columbus. So there went the scoring chance, and the River Dragons take a bench minor for too many men. That's a tough one. Group is over to complain about it. King is in to serve it. .14:37 time of the penalty against Columbus. That means they're back on the First Franklin Financial penalty kill for only the second time of the game. First Franklin Financial personal loans at the speed of life. And now the Danbury coach is out and has a lineup card he's showing the referees. Let's see what happened now. They're checking the lineup card that is in the official scorer's box. If the lineup card was filled out incorrectly and there is a player who is dressed who is not on the lineup card, I believe, and I'll have to look up the FPHL rule for this, but that player will not be allowed to continue in the game and will be removed from the contest. All this coming at 5:23 to go in the second period, and it looks like the River Dragons may actually lose a player to this, to an incorrect lineup card. Petrantonio does not look happy as he skates away. Now, I don't know if the River Dragons would also be penalized on top of that, another bench minor or not. There's a lot of discussion going on here over at the bench. And Krupp is upset, but it looks like he's out. So Jay Krupp leaving the ice surface. And the other question is, does the incorrect lineup net them another penalty? I don't think it does, because Yelensky's was coming over as if he were going to have to serve a minor, and then the referee chased him away from the box. And now he's back to the River Dragons bench. So it could be that Krupp is essentially disqualified. If he was, and I think that's what it was. I don't 100% know. I have no line to the box down there, but I think that's what just happened, is that the lineup card was maybe filled out incorrectly somehow. We'll keep an eye and see if Krupp comes back. I don't know, but the way he left didn't look like he was going to be coming back. So this is my best guess. Well, now hang on a second. Now they're saying it's going to be 5-on-3. So who goes in? Are they saying it had to be someone who was also on the ice at that time? A little bit of a cluster right now. And Coach Bouchard is not really budging here on whatever's happening. The River Dragons have 5-on-3 set up right now on the ice. They have 3 players out there. It's Petrantonio, Frejo, and I believe Vanelli. Yes, that's Vanelli. I just don't know how they're going to work this as far as somebody serving the penalty. Oh, now Yelensky's goes back to the other side. So he's going to serve this penalty also at 14:37. So now it is a full 2-minute 5-on-3 for Danbury, which starts with a clear here from the River Dragons. Let's see if we can pick up what the calls are going to be here. So, too many men, and then unsportsmanlike conduct as a minor, which doesn't explain anything. Danbury will keep it in here to start this 5-on-3 now with 1:34 to go in it. And the right-hand face-off down up top, now fed over far side. One-time shot, tipped on the way in, save Colgan, rebound in front, Colgan another save, puck up in the air, cleared away to the line, not out. Held into the right point, backdoor feed, again a shot, left pad, save Colgan, what a stop! Does he tuck it away from Bonnell? Great sequence from Brendan Colgan. Puck to the right point, tipped over to the near side. Gonzalez will feed it. Bonnell back to Gonzalez, right point. Cross ice. There's a wrister coming in, and Colgan just got a piece with a mitt. Now Ruiz tees up a one-time, he scores. Ruiz from the slot, a 5-on-3 power play goal. As Ruiz goes over to taunt the River Dragons fans after scoring. Should be a couple of assists there. I think Bonnell and Gonzalez should pick up the helpers on that one. So power play goal for Danbury. And now King is being escorted out. Well, they're dropping like flies for the River Dragons. King may have picked up a 10. Now the River Dragons down to 8 forwards. So back we are 5-on-4. The First Franklin Financial penalty kill continues for the River Dragons. It's now 3-0 Danbury. And puck turned over. Here's Wickline in the slot, but he lost it before he could get a shot away. And Danbury will bring it back in. Boy, Danbury, for a team that doesn't score much in the power play, although 5-on-3, you would imagine a little more ice out there. They're able to cash that one in. And now it's fired back down the ice by Columbus. And now the River Dragons have killed it out as Yelensky's back out there. And we return to 5-on-5 hockey. Greco feeding it behind the net. Rogers sending it around the far side. Storjahan over there. The play to the near wing. Greco tried to shove his man off the puck. Storjahan will move it ahead. Right side. Yelensky's will backhand it in. That one is scooped up, and Wilson will take no chances. 2:55 to go in the second. 3-0 Danbury in the lead. We'll come right back with more Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Back in the Columbus Civic Center, 2:55 to go here in the Kinetic Credit Union second period. Tom Callahan with you, broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber press box. Face off to the left of Wilson. Quick shot right off the draw. That was sent wide on the stick side. River Dragons need to find a little momentum here. They're capable of scoring in bunches, but they've got to find the offense, and they've got to do it with 8 forwards left in the game right now. Up to the point, here's LaBelle. His shot tipped on the way through. Ends up behind the net. Storjahan trying to shove his man off the puck. Danbury pushing it away to center, and now turning right back in with it. Here comes Storjahan, left side in. Storjahan with a shot, and he found the glass up high on the stick side. Right point, LaBelle, wrister, and a glove save. Wilson, he'll hang on. So no real update on what exactly happened there with Krupp and then King. If they were given 10-minute misconducts, well, here we go. King did get a 10. He actually got a game at 15:45, so he's done for the night. But that doesn't explain what happened to Krupp. And again, my thought is maybe an incorrect lineup card. We'll have to find out. Danbury looking to move the puck ahead. And they'll dump it in. Cole going to leave it aside for Vanelli. Yelensky's feeding it back across. Rogers, stretch pass right side. Doe up with Petrantonio. Weaving, leaves for Yelensky's, but it was poked away before he could get there. Boy, Danbury does a very nice job on their gap control with their defensemen. They close those opportunities off quickly. The River Dragons are used to trying to leave a puck into space and letting a guy skate onto it, and it just hasn't been able to happen tonight. Here's Wickline behind the net, chasing the puck into the far side corner. Puts it up top. Right point, Rogers backs up. Long shot, and a save by Wilson. Boy, hard to beat a goaltender of his caliber from that far out, but get those pucks on net. You never know what can happen. And now here's Rogers trying to close down an opportunity as he spills down Sheehan, but blocks the pass. And now up the left side, here's Aldridge trying to cut in. Aldridge tied up, and he couldn't get a shot away. Puck wedged back out to center with a minute to go in the second period. Columbus trying to set it up. LaBelle onto the left wing. Now that'll be dumped in around the rim. Wilson over to leave it. 40 seconds to go. Danbury able to just move it out to center, and the Hat Tricks have the luxury of a 3-goal lead now and some extra time on their hands. Storjahan takes the left side lead. He's trying to cut him behind the D with a rolling puck. In on goal. Wilson able to handle that one. Underwood on the right side, 19 seconds. Kelly behind the net to Storjahan. Kelly near side, backhand chance. Save Wilson, and he hangs on to the puck. While we've got a moment here, let's take a break. 10 seconds along the network for station identification.
Hockey on WKC and HD2, Fort Benning South, Columbus, and W295AY, Crystal Valley. 106.9 really rocks.
The River Dragons and Air Force Heating and Air want to express our gratitude to servicemen currently defending our freedom and, of course, our veterans. Thank you for your service. Danbury wins the draw on its own end. The clear off the glass didn't get out. 5 seconds to go in the period. And Danbury, just now they get it out, and that'll do it. So the Columbus River Dragons allow 2 more. And at the end of 40 minutes of play, it is now a 3-0 Danbury lead. And this River Dragons team has a little bit of figuring to do. Danbury, and we knew this coming in, that this was going to be the biggest test they'd faced all year. But, again, not entirely sure what the situation was with Krupp. Why he was clearly upset. We do know that Lane King was given a game misconduct. But beyond that, we're going to have to figure out exactly what the situation turns out to be for this River Dragons hockey team. And again, because Krupp was sent off but not assessed any kind of penalty, at this point, that's my best guess, is that it was because of some sort of lineup card irregularity. So we'll try to find out if we can for you and bring you the latest update on that. But in the meantime, the Hat-Tricks put up a couple more goals. Pamelian and Ruiz, and now they have stretched that lead to 3-0 after 40 minutes of play. Stick around. We will take a break. When we come back, we will move it on into the second period intermission report, brought to you by Shredaway, our Zelmo Zippin' Out of Town scoreboard, a deeper dive inside the numbers, all that and more coming up on the other side of the break. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
A division of the Overby Company. Take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
River Dragons hockey is more fun in a group. Come celebrate your birthday, anniversary, reunion, and more. Get 10 or more people together to enjoy the best available seating, a special VIP entrance, group recognition at the game, a visit from Scorch or Torch, and more. Plus, you can add on options like Chuck-a-Pucks, souvenir hats or pucks, and even a team gear shopping spree. Groups of 30 or more get a post-game photo on the ice. Group perks are only available through the River Dragons office by calling 706-507-4625.
Oral and maxillofacial surgeons Mark Zywicki, Lee Allen practice a traditional scope of oral and maxillofacial surgery with over 60 years of combined expertise, ranging from oral pathology to wisdom tooth removal. They perform a full range of dental implant and bone grafting procedures, as well as non-invasive surgical facial cosmetic procedures. That level of expertise is why the River Dragons trust them. Call them in Columbus at 596-1757 or in LaGrange at 884-2655.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
Attacking Columbus forward has made it through to where they want to go, but there's a stick there, and they're being challenged stick on stick, or maybe there's a body in the way, a body in the lane, or they're being closed off, the two defensemen reading it. In the first period, Columbus was using its speed and being able to get through those D and getting through the gap and getting some really good scoring chances, and they were bailed out by the goaltender, Brian Wilson. But in the second period, I thought Danbury did a better job of taking care of things from its own defensive perspective. And it's hard to fault anybody on a 5-on-3 goal against, which Danbury did score against the River Dragons there in period number 2. But also giving up another one, it's tough right now. You're down 3-0, but not insurmountable. And that's the other thing, too. Right now, this River Dragons team can score in bunches, and we've seen it. But the hard part is, it appears they're going to be down to just 8 forwards for the rest of the game. So they started dressed with 10, 6D, and 2 goaltenders. Well, we know for sure that King has picked up a game misconduct, so he's out. But it looks like Jay Krupp is also out, and again, because the opposing coach and then the referees going through the lineup card and taking a look at what's going on. Then Krupp was dismissed. Not sure if somehow that lineup card was incorrect, and maybe that's what forced him out of the game. It looks like he won't be back. And again, there's no penalty listed for Jay, so it's not like he picked up a game misconduct. He was upset leaving the ice, clearly. But it looks like Columbus will have to continue on with 8 forwards, which is going to be difficult for them. That's not even 3 full lines to know that you need to push offensively, and you have another game tomorrow night. Puts him in a difficult situation. Don't forget, this is a team missing Edgar Zozelinch as well. He is suspended out for tonight's game. He'll be back tomorrow night. So will we see Justin Schmidt move up to forward, or one of the other defenders move up to forward? We know that Michael Greco likes to play up front. LaBelle likes to play. Actually, I mean, most defensemen want to play up front sometimes, but Greco does get some forward time as well. So maybe we see him move up to complete 3 full lines, and then they rotate 4 or 5D in the back end. It'll be interesting as far as the chess match and the X's and O's go for Coach Bouchard here coming into this third period as well. So right now, not the best scenario for the River Dragons, but again, not out of any game just because of the firepower they possess and the chances they can generate. However, again, kudos to Brian Wilson in net for Danbury, who has been absolutely tremendous tonight. He's been on top of his game, which is absolutely what the hat tricks have needed. And they built their goaltender a 3-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. Let's take a quick break here in the Shred Away Intermission Report. When we come back, we will look at the Zelmo Zip It Out of Town scoreboard and continue to go inside the numbers for this one. 40 minutes into it, Danbury leads Columbus 3-0. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $50 off electrical repairs.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
The Jersey Shop specializes in screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-pressed lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion, reunions, parties, you name it. We have a graphic designer on staff to help create the logos or graphics necessary to make your shirts unique. Here we pride ourselves in being able to deliver orders of any size at low competitive cost with no minimum quantity required to order. That's why the River Dragons trust us for all their uniform needs. Call the Jersey Shop in Columbus today, 706-565-4242.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
And we are back in the Shredaway Second Intermission Report. Tom Callahan here with you. Danbury with a 3-0 lead up on the Columbus River Dragons. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Let's take a look at the Zelmo's Zip-In out-of-town scoreboard. Zelmo's has been fueling life's passions since 1999. Well, right now, midway through the third period, Binghamton has surged back to take a 4-3 lead in front of the Watertown Wolves. 5-4 Motor City leads Delaware heading into the third period of that game. Elmira is now enjoying a 2-0 lead up on the Mississippi Seawolves. That is through 2 periods of play as well. And the Port Huron Prowlers up 5-2 on the Carolina Thunderbirds right before they get to the second period intermission. Late night in the NHL, just 3 games to tell you about. Senators have managed to tie it up with the Rangers. Stützle's 9th of the year to even things up there. Preds have gone ahead 2-0 on the Islanders towards the end of the second. Forsberg and Yossi for the Preds there. Blue Jackets now to a 3-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets. Laine, just his 3rd of the year. Goodbranson, and Laine again for his 4th of the season. And that is the Zelmo Zippin out-of-town scoreboard on this Friday night. Just a short little jaunt through the world of hockey. And so turning our attention inside the numbers of what's going on. In this one, shots were even at 11 apiece in that second period, but Danbury was the team that scored twice. First, Pamelian from Ruiz and Bonnell. And really an advantageous play for Pamelian. Right place, right time. He was in the slot. A wraparound attempt came off the paddle of Brennan Colgan's stick right up the slot. I don't think Colgan knew where the puck had disappeared to after it went off his stick. Pamelian quickly putting it away for his 3rd of the year at 7:34. And then later in the period, a 5-on-3 power play goal. Ruiz from Gonzalez and Bonnell at 15:45. And again, it's very hard to fault anyone in a 5-on-3 power play goal. Danbury worked the puck around very well and was able to find a hole and put that one home. Shots are at 25 for the River Dragons, 20 for the Hat Tricks, and again 11 apiece in that period. River Dragons have not seen a power play here. They did not have one in the second period. And as I mentioned, the power play goal in 5-on-3 for Danbury, they finished the period 1 for 2 with the man advantage and are 1 for 3 in the hockey game. So the misconduct that King picked up has been changed to verbal abuse of an official, and now it's listed as a 10-minute misconduct. So it's possible that King comes back and is no longer listed as a game misconduct. We still don't have any word on what happened with Jay Krupp. So I'm not sure what exactly is happening here, but again, just kind of a strange set of circumstances. Billy McCreary, the head coach of the Hat Tricks, gestured over to the ref, brought him over to the bench, showed him the lineup card, and then the next thing not the next thing a couple of minutes later, Jay Krupp was dismissed to the locker room. And again, there's no penalty there, so we'll just try to keep digging here. Let's see here. All right, we are getting confirmation that indeed that is it. Jay Krupp was not included on the lineup card for tonight's game. So Krupp is out. He cannot continue in the game. And that explains that. So the mystery then becomes, did King get a game for verbal abuse of an official, or is it a 10-minute misconduct? We'll have to find out when they come back out to start period number 3 here in just a little bit. Well, it gives you something to look forward to find out what's going on. Not only that, but to see if the Columbus River Dragons are able to offensively mount a comeback here for period number 3. It's 3-0 Danbury after 40 minutes of play. That's it for our Shredaway second intermission report. And when we come back, we'll drop the puck on third period action, brought to you by IGH Properties. Broadcasting live from the Harvey Lumber Press Box, I'm Tom Callahan. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Let's come right back here in just a moment. Third period action on the other side of this break. You're listening to Columbus River Dragons Hockey.
A division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Inside Edge season ticket memberships are now available for the 22-23 Columbus River Dragons season. The Inside Edge gives you exclusive access to team events with players, promotional giveaways, merchandise discounts, ticket priority for select Civic Center events, and River Dragons playoffs, plus ticket exchange privileges and more. Call 706-507-GOAL, 706-507-4625 to score your Inside Edge membership today.
Vectorply is a world leader in development, manufacturing, and distribution of composite reinforcement materials for any and all projects you might have. Headquartered right here in Phoenix City, Vectorply prides itself on providing superior and timely customer service for all their customers' inquiries. No project is too big or too small for Vectorply. For more information on what they can do for you and your project, visit Vectorply.com. That's VECTORPLY.com. And get started on your next big project today.
Columbus, Georgia is considered by some as the hockey town of the South, boasting pro hockey since 1996. But 80 years before that first puck drop, another Chattahoochee Valley favorite got its start, Piggly Wiggly. Come on down to find a great selection of fresh meats and produce for your family's next meal or your next tailgate. We're proud to root for the hometown River Dragons because we've been the hometown team since forever. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street.
Columbus Diagnostic Center, the area's clear choice for diagnostic imaging. CDC Northside features the area's first and only 3T MRI, the most powerful MRI available, and our new 64-slice CT scanner, cutting-edge imaging that's available at both locations. For over 30 years, patient comfort, lower costs, and uncompromising dedication remain our top priority. Clearer results for a more accurate diagnosis. Columbus Diagnostic Center and CDC Northside, technology with a human touch.
Are you ready for it?
Back here at the Columbus Civic Center, Tom Callahan here with you as we prepare for IGH Properties' third period. And Zamboni, a little late wrapping things up here, but that gives us time to tell you that we do indeed, if you're just joining us, have confirmation that it was exactly an incorrect lineup card. Jay Krupp was not included in tonight's lineup, and so that's why he was dismissed from the game. No penalty against Krupp, but it does end up as a penalty against the River Dragons. It ends up as a 5-on-3, and Danbury ends up scoring in the 5-on-3. They're up 3-0 right now as we head towards the third period of play. Jay Krupp is out. And again, just waiting to find out here when the River Dragons come back out if Lane King takes back to the ice or not. If he does not, then we will know that it was a game misconduct he was handed, not a 10-minute misconduct. But right now, that also remains a bit of a mystery here. They changed the nature of the misconduct from a game. Now it's listed as verbal abuse of an official, but just as misconduct 10 minutes, whereas before it was listed as a game misconduct. So the air of mystery that hangs over, the shroud maybe of mystery that hangs over the beginning of period number 3 here in just a little bit. Tom Callahan broadcasting live with you from the Harvey Lumber Press Box. And I want to remind you that Columbus River Dragons hockey is brought to you in part by Country Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of the Columbus River Dragons. By Pepsi, the official soft drink of the River Dragons. Zelmo Zip-In, the official fuel provider of the Columbus River Dragons. Air Force Heating and Cooling is the official heating and air company of the Columbus River Dragons. And Wade Cleaners, the official cleaners of Scorch and Torch. That is an important job. And so, third period action coming up just a little bit, as I mentioned, just a little delayed right now. Want to remind everybody, tune into the River Dragons Radio Coaches Show, presented by Mike Costello Law, every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. on 106.9 Really Rocks, Columbus's Real Rock Station. Coach Bouchard joined by a different River Dragons player every week. And also want to give a shout-out to our radio affiliates, who also carry our River Dragons programming, as they are absolutely fantastic, and we love them very much. And you know what? It's nice to have that network and that coverage, because if you're traveling, you can pull in WZEV 90.5 FM, the classic hits of Lineville, WBRQ 91.9 FM, Blues Time in the City, LaGrange, and WQEE 99.1 FM, home of Southern Sports and Talk in Noonan. And we finally have the Zamboni off the sheet here. We'll be getting ready to go for third period action in just a little bit. River Dragons are gathered at the door. And neither team wants to step out onto the ice just yet. The entire River Dragons staff is on the bench. We want to give that ice a little bit of time to kind of dry itself up. Don't forget the second half of this weekend's clash between the FPHL's top two teams wraps up tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. right here at the Columbus Civic Center. Single game seats on sale now through the Civic Center box office by calling 706-653-4460 or online at Ticketmaster.com. It probably would not surprise you if I told you that the referees were actually greeted worse coming back on the ice than the Danbury hat tricks. The referees have made no friends in this building here tonight, that's for sure. So let's see what the situation's going to be. The door to the River Dragons penalty box is open. It looks like I see a stick up in the air. That could be a Lane King in there. And if it is, that means it's a 10-minute misconduct he had, not a game. So, 8 forwards for the next, well, let's see, that would have been issued at what time? 14:37. So, that means it served, well, let's just call it roughly 5 minutes and a whistle here. But Columbus has its third period work cut out for it. They must push. And we are underway. Draw one by Columbus. Rogers defeated across to Vanelli. Vanelli up the left side, and here's Doe breaking in. He has Petrantonio going to the net. Doe across, and Petrantonio taken down into the net. And he's okay. A rough ride there into the post to start the period for Josh Petrantonio. Just 16 seconds in, it brings the whistle. But clearly Columbus is going to push. Jelenskis is up on this line right now. Petrantonio is working at center. Underwood has been shifted a little lower. And Petrantonio never even had his stick down on the dot when they dropped that one. Let's try it again, shall we? There we go. Petrantonio winning it back. Rogers, his shot blocked off traffic in front. And now Danbury able to move it out to center. Patrick's trying to push ahead. Vanelli wanted to turn it back to the line. A bouncer there, not out. Long-range shot coming in. That one missed the net by Dowler. And Columbus trying to get out of the zone. Doe was knocked down there. Looks like, yeah, he's okay. Wanted to be sure for a moment there. Took him a second to get up, but he's all right. Puck to center and pushed in by Underwood. The play is offside. Columbus must tag. They do, but that allows Danbury time to regroup. And they are able to move it to center. Here's Dowler, left side. He'll dump it in and head to the bench. Fired around by Colgan. Kelly tipping it on. Storjahan looking to move it ahead towards Underwood. And now picked off. Here's Frazio, left side. Off the skate of Kelly. He couldn't control. The puck ends up in around behind the Danbury goal. Got the cowbell going. Haven't heard much of that tonight. Danbury stepping back in left side. There's a wrist shot. Save made Colgan. Rebound on the near side. Greco up the boards to the point. That one is held in by Gibbs. Now pushed to center. Storjahan turning with it. He'll fire it in. Puck over on the far side. Gonzalez after it. Gibbs on the near wall. And turned over just outside the reach of Aldworth. Aldworth will pull it back down. Greco feeding it over. Columbus will wrap all the way behind their own net. and set up the breakout here. Frazier right side. Here's Aldworth through center. Aldworth weaving in over the line. Right side. He is cut down. Keeps the puck right side. Sends it towards Wickline. Wickline behind the net. Schmidt moving over. And indeed we are seeing Schmidt play up front. And so now the River Dragons, yes, going with 5 defensemen if Schmidt is playing on the wing. Now a turnover in the high slot and a left pad save on that wrister by Marchesson. Greco at center, trying to skate it ahead, lost it, slapped off his stick and now dumped back in. Greco throws a hit there as he gets in there on Amesbury. Colgan is tied up behind his own net as he ran into a hat-tricks player. I think the crowd thought he was throwing a hit, but I assure you that was not it. Columbus trying to push here. Left point, LaBelle's got some room. Tees it up. Lets it go. Score! Through the traffic in front. It finds a way through the wickets on Wilson. 3:05 into the third. Columbus is on the board. It's 3-1. Petrantonio with the deflection in front of the net. And LaBelle, good low hard shot. Petrantonio with the tip. That is exactly the response Columbus needed. Here they come back in again, and a shot by LaBelle tipped out of play. Also give an assist to Austin Doe on that one. And Columbus has broken through. Petrantonio registering his third of the year. Danbury looking to try to stem the tide here. Yao will dump it in. Far side corner chased by LaBelle. That's icing. And so, River Dragons will take an offensive zone, draws a crowd right back into it here at the Columbus Civic Center. As I mentioned, you have two teams that score at the rate that both of these teams do. Nothing is out of the question. This game could end up 6-1 for Danbury. It could end up 6-5 for either team. It could end up 4-3 for Columbus. So hold on. It should be a wild finish. Big hit thrown there by Underwood. Puck jarred loose, and now Columbus back through center. Here they come up the left wing side. Weaving it over the line. Sturgeon feeds it around behind the net. Kelly on his horse trying to chase after it. Wraps it around to the left point now. Frazier, slot Kelly cutting back with it. He was hooked up, couldn't get a shot away. And that's the other thing that Danbury's been able to get away with. We'll talk about it in a minute here. Frazier into traffic. His shot, that is blocked. Ends up on the left side. Sturgeon leaving it to Frazier at the dot. Puts it back up top. Underwood over to the right side. Greco through traffic. Save made by the left pad there as Wilson saw it on the way in. But Danbury has been able to get those little hooks, those little holds, holding up players a little bit just enough. And we haven't seen those called going either way. Nothing. We haven't seen a hook or a hold tonight. No trips. Nothing. And Danbury has to be kept from sneaking guys off on a change here. And especially Marchesson, who's doubled over after blocking a shot. He's just trying to get tossed out of the face-off here and save some time for his team. I mean, there's no pretense there at all. He was leaning so far over the dot, it was ridiculous. And they make him go back in. Wickline is protesting. He does win the draw, though, Cody Wickline. There's a chance from the point. That one drifts wide on the glove side. And now the puck to the right point, held in by Schmidt. His shot, save made by Wilson. Wickline buzzing for the rebound there in the crowd. I talked about that buzz and that energy that was in this building in the first period when the teams were trading chances. It's back. A little dead in the second, but better now. At least if you're a River Dragons fan. I know that we may have some stray hat tricks fans checking out the game. We appreciate you being here, too. Thank you very much. Face off to the left of the Danbury goal. Wickline will be tossed out. Wickline is sour this shift. And Aldworth chasing the draw back into the corner as it's pushed around. Yelensky's on the left side wall. Trying to help keep it in. Stays in the left point shot, and Wilson a left pad save. Rebound up the near side boards is slapped on down. Danbury will finally be able to get the puck deep. But the River Dragons looking to turn it right back up. Frazier, left side. Columbus through center. Here they come, Aldworth leading it onto the right side. Wickline's in behind the D. Wickline in a shot. Save made by Wilson. He was way out on the angle and took it away. And now fired down the ice. It'll be on net. No icing. And that one now, it's tipped back in on Wilson, who gloves it. He's going to hang on as Wickline shoved going after it. But what Colgan is upset about, he says the puck hit the outside of the net. It didn't hit him. And it should not have been an icing. And that is, or it should have been an icing, pardon me. And that's what the River Dragons are arguing right now. We'll take a break. 5:27 gone in the third. 3-1 Danbury. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Property specializes in managing single-family homes, single condos, entire HOAs, small and large apartments, and commercial business properties in the Chattahoochee Valley and beyond. Their expert property management team takes on the day-to-day chores of managing your rental property so you can enjoy a successful investment. Some of the responsibilities they handle are marketing, tenant interactions, lease agreements, and more. See them at ighproperties.net. That's ighproperties.net. IGH Properties. Happy tenants, happy owners, better rentals.
So you've got projects to do around your home. You got Harvey Lumber for that. You've decided to finally get that large deck built in the back for family fun and entertaining like you've been dreaming about for so long. You got Harvey Lumber for that. From replacing a few boards to replacing all the windows to building from the ground up, you've got Harvey Lumber for that. It's kind of like that old saying, there's an app for that. Well, whatever you need in the way of building supplies, there's been a Harvey Lumber for that in the Chattahoochee Valley for over 150 years. Harvey Lumber Company, 815th Street, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Face-off coming up to the left of the hat tricks net. Tom Callahan here with you. 3-1, your score. Danbury in the lead. Back to the right point is Rogers on the draw win. Doe cuts into the slot. A shot blocked in front of the net. And again, Danbury doing a nice job continuing to help out their goaltender. Dumped in from center. Colgan will leave it to the side of the net. These are two very good hockey teams going at it hammer and tong, as my former color partner Stu Crimson would tell you. It's one of my favorite phrases I picked up from him. I love it. Danbury trying to move it out to center here. Back on the left wing side. Abdella dumps it in off the glass over top of Colgan. Stretch on the right side. Petrantonio deflects it to the line. Set right back ahead. Hat-tricks. At this point, anytime you have a threat in the zone, content to just kind of move it out. Right now, Columbus attacking. Left side, long wrister. Oh, boy, Wilson just got a piece of that one. There's Kelly on the right side. He'll feed it back down low. Yelensky's. Storjahan backhanding it to the left point. Greco, quick shot, right pad save. Storjahan, left side, left point, Greco. Greco walks around one. Greco lets it go. Save. Rebound in front is cleared to the corner. Danbury still can't get it out. Off of Kelly. Puck kept in. Now here's Storjahan chasing. Puck on the far side. Tip to the line. Greco steps up to save it. Chance in front. Bounce just wide of the stick side. Fed back behind the net again. Here's Kelly in the slot. Had his stick tied up trying to get the shot away. Puck up top. Rogers cutting to his left. He'll keep it alive. Rogers into the corner behind the net. Storjahan tried to deflect it around to Kelly. Ends up with Storjahan on the near side. Up through the half boards. Fed to the point. Kelly keeping it in, but now finally Danbury on the turnover, able to wedge that one down the ice. And a bouncer wide of the net for an icing call. Danbury's going to try to throw everybody out onto the bench that they can and get that change in. I think Evan Lugo's going to get away with sitting on the bench, and now Storjahan stick swinging battle over at the hat tricks bench. Some serious jousting there with Richards. Wow. defenseman had to get in there very quickly. And now Amesbury is threatening to hop over the boards and fight Greco. And Amesbury is going to end up in the box. He just got teed up unsportsmanlike. So it's the first power play for the River Dragons since the first period. On to the Georgia Power play. And it's incredible how fast a rivalry develops between two really good teams. These guys haven't seen each other this year, but the blood's already boiling. And they only play 4 times. 2 here, tonight, tomorrow, and then 2 in Danbury coming up later in the season. That's it. But you feel like this might be a playoff preview. Frazier over to the left point with it. Doe will keep it in. Underwood. Doe left half wall. Frazier up top to Doe. Bouncer in the circle, slapped away from Doe. Frazier covering the point, holds it in. Tried to send it deep. Blocked. Puck still tied up at the point, and now it's cleared out. So now Yelensky's tried to leave it behind the net on the regroup there, and it's almost turned over by Danbury in a short-handed chance. Another stop there by Colgan, but a lot of work out of Ruiz. Now back comes Petrantonio, driving the net in front. Tried to wrap it in, he couldn't. Puck back in front, held by Wilson. Columbus did not really anticipate the hard work out of Ruiz there, and it almost bit him. 1:13 left to go in the unsportsmanlike against Amesbury. Draw to the left of the Danbury goal. Tied up on the near wall, and it's fed back up to the point. LaBelle back over to Kelly. Kelly on the right side wall into the right wing corner. Kelly gets it back from Storjahan to Storjahan. Storjahan to the right half boards. Feeds it cross ice to the dot. Up top now, LaBelle lets it go. Score! Josh LaBelle with a power play blast from the point that beats Wilson stick side. The River Dragons are within 1. It's 3-2. For LaBelle, that's his 5th. 8:33, time of the power play marker, and Amesbury's unsportsmanlike ends up costing Danbury. Now Columbus will push ahead. They've got the momentum. Slot, Storjahan, shot, tipped over top of the net. Around to the right point, here's Greco. Long shot in front, Kelly rebound, off the goal post! Kelly hit the post! He had Wilson down and beat. Back the other way, here comes Danbury in with a shot. That one finds the glass over top of the net. Right point, puck is kept in. Kelly will intercept. Now King. Storjahan. Kelly trying to split the knee to his left, a shot, and the save made. Wilson will catch and hang on. Oh my goodness. Kelly had Wilson down. Pulled it to his backhand, and in trying to put it in the net, it glanced off the goal post and went out the other side. Oh. LaBelle's goal, King and Storjahan the assists. .8:33, time of the marker. Columbus will control the draw in the Danbury zone, battling to keep it in left side. Vanelli. And now it's cleared out. Rogers hustling after the rolling puck. Rogers stretching ahead. Tip down, no icing. No, there is icing. Aldworth is saying he got it. He's protesting to the referee. He says, you were right there. You saw it. I tipped it, but to no avail. Face-off will be to the left of Colgan. Danbury trying to control. Puck ends up at the left point. Shot through traffic. Save made. Colgan on the tip. Rebound in front. That one ricochets away to the far point. Now it's Danbury's turn to try to apply pressure. Pamele onto the far side. He is knocked down to the wall. River Dragons clear. They'll move it back in. Left in the slot, but right to Wickline. Wickline turns it right side for Vanelli. Vanelli ahead to Aldworth. Aldworth driving in. His shot. Save made by Wilson, and he hangs on. 9:52 to go here in the third. Hat-Trick's lead has been cut to just one. It's 3-2. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
3-2 Hat-Tricks lead the River Dragons. Tom Callahan here with you in the Harvey Lumber press box. It was 3-0 coming into this third period. River Dragons have closed it to 3-2 and continue to press for the equalizer. Petrantonio on the left side. Try to pass, got a fan on it. Left it off at the left point for Frazier. Frazier to the net, and that one is knocked down by the glove of Wilson. He'll hold on. Well, this one's certainly picked back up in intensity, much more like our first period. Face off to the right with the Danbury goal to the point. Greco puts that one into the corner. Doe on the left side after it. He's pushed off the puck. Ends up with Gibbs. Gibbs able to move it ahead and fired in from center. Oh, Colgan had to jump back to the near post. You get some odd kicks off the boards here in Columbus, and that was one right off that BK Dasher down there to the left of Colgan. It hit the very first Burger King and came right at him. Draw will come up to his left. Face-off is won back by the River Dragons. LaBelle trying to move it ahead quickly right side to King. King will fire it cross corner. River Dragons up after it. Kelly looking to steal it back. Stores a hand on the left half wall to the left point. LaBelle, long shot in, tipped in front. Ends up in the far corner. Kelly on a bouncer. Left point, LaBelle lets it go with a rolling puck. Save made. Oh, Storage a hand. Almost got to the rebound in time, but once again, Wilson quick flops him in on it. They'll freeze it with 9 minutes to go in the third. Boy, Columbus has surged out of the gate here in period number 3. Shots are 12-3 right now in favor of the River Dragons. Although, to Colgan's credit, he did have a difficult save to make. Let's see if they're going to toss the center under the draw. They are, as Kuznetsov tried to jump in there early, so that means that Richards has to step in to take the face-off. Storjahan had it knocked away over to the wall. Puck ends up on the near side here as it's banked out. To center, a bouncing puck. Picked up by Kuznetsov to his right. A wrist shot steered aside by the stick of Colgan. Now turned over to King. And get it ahead to Kelly. Kelly cutting through center. He's held up and draws a penalty. River Dragons push in. Extra man coming out here with Colgan on the bench. They'll try to set it up. King into the slot. Shot. Right pad saved by Wilson. Aldworth up top. LaBelle into the slot. And Danbury with a touch. Oh, Storjahan. Relax. Do not take a penalty here. As he got into it a little bit there with Lind. I know frustration can grow on both sides, and especially in an intense hockey game. But there's a hook. And that is whistled against Abdullah. The penalty comes at 11:36. And it is the third Georgia power play of the night for the River Dragons. Are 1 for 2. Danbury with a chance to start with a clear. They'll try for a home run pass, but LaBelle was back as Ruiz now ends up with the puck. LaBelle stole it back. And again, Ruiz caused trouble shorthanded last time before the River Dragons were able to cash in for that power play goal. Storjahan into the slot. There's a chance, a shot, save Wilson, rebound. Storjahan on it, he'll pull it down. Gets it behind the net. Greco in front. Oh, just missed the tip. Storjahan on a roller once again. Kelly, Storjahan right half wall. Drifts it into space. Kelly will get it. Turn back up the right side. Kelly on the right half boards with it. Looking for a place. Up top, LaBelle feeds it over to the corner quickly. Now backdoor feed. Kelly walks. Can't get the shot off. To the line. LaBelle holds. Fakes, feeds over to the far side, chased by King down that left side wall, but coughed up by Danbury, hit the linesman, and ends up in the Hat Tricks bench. .7:17 to go here in the third. 3-2 Hat Tricks. 54 seconds ago in the Georgia power play for Columbus. Wickline tying the draw up on the dot. Yelensky's moving it back. There's Rogers on the right side. He'll go back across. Yelensky's at the line to the right wing to Wickline. Wickline feeds it around the rim. Vanelli waiting. Feeding it back down low. Yelensky's into the corner after it. Nice job by Wickline to tie up his man. Puck sent up top. Left point, Vanelli. His shot tipped on the way through, ends up behind the net. Yelensky's centering for Wickline. He'll feed it right side, Allworth. Off the goal post! Allworth with a wrist shot that rang off the far side post. Vanelli behind the net in the near corner. Works it free to the far side. Yelensky's feeding it up to the left point. Over to the right side where Allworth is covering. Getting it backdoor feed. Wickline couldn't one time. Wickline on it, gets it up top, over to the right side, Rogers. Rogers near dot, Aldworth in front, a shot over top of the net. Puck back in front, Wilson trying to cover, they jam away at it, it's still free. And the goal light went on, but the whistle had gone. Referee waves it off, saying the whistle had gone before the puck crossed the line. And now we get the requisite pushing and shoving. But the River Dragons have been all over the Danbury Hat Tricks here in the third. 6:13 remaining in this third period. If you're just joining us, Columbus without Jay Krupp removed, not thrown out, removed from the game of the second period because of a lineup card irregularity. He was not checked off on the lineup card. So he is not eligible to finish the contest. There's a chance in front, right on the doorstep on the left pad, saved by Wilson on Petrantonio. Columbus trying to push back. Doe, right side, scooped up Petrantonio, walking in, around the D, scoops it in front, and a stick save, puck to the point, rebound directed just wide. Petrantonio the dot, shot, left pad, save Wilson. Point blank, he stops Austin Doe. And now it's just the goaltending of Brian Wilson that's been the difference. Underwood, right side. Into the corner to Doe. Behind the net, Petrantonio on the left side. Slapped away from him. Danbury out to center. They'll fire it in. Oh, Colgan off the tip of his mitt. Lucky there. Bounce over top of the net. 5:18 and counting. Here in this third period. 3-2 Danbury leads. They're trying to weather this storm. Storjahan, left side into the corner. To the half wall to King, left point. LaBelle feeds over to the right side, Vanelli. Vanelli swings it around behind the net. Storjahan over after it. Puck back on the near side wall. King chasing behind the net. Puck free over there. He's bumped just far enough, and now past Storjahan out to center. Vanelli steps up. Regains possession for Columbus. Kelly. Storjahan in over the line. There was nobody on the left side. King had peeled out for a change. Now turned over at center. Walking back in. Wickline. Wrist shot blocked by the D. And now a chance to clear. Vanelli steps up, trying to keep it in. Now it's out. Good second effort there from Abdella to get it out. Bounced back in, and you can see Danbury just kind of hanging on at this point. The River Dragons, though, still haven't found the equalizer. Vanelli on the left side. Couldn't get that one too deep over the line. Gibbs back up the left wing to center, and Danbury able to give themselves a little breathing room here for the first time in a couple minutes. Jelenskis will just chip it out to center. Directed in, now it hit a body at center. Oh, Jelenskis almost took off with it. Icing the call against Danbury. 3:52 to go in the third. The exciting conclusion of this one looms large. Coming up next, Danbury 3, Columbus 2. This is River Dragons hockey.
Property specializes in managing single-family homes, single condos, entire HOAs, small and large apartments, and commercial business properties in the Chattahoochee Valley and beyond. Their expert property management team takes on the day-to-day chores of managing your rental property so you can enjoy a successful investment. Some of the responsibilities they handle are marketing, tenant interactions, lease agreements, and more. See them at ighproperties.net. That's ighproperties.net. IGH Properties. Happy tenants, happy owners, better rentals.
Craving a burrito, some nachos, or maybe even a quesadilla? Head to Barbaritos. Their menu includes only the freshest ingredients, and your order is custom made how you want it on the spot. Barbaritos is founded on freshness, and everything from our handmade guacamole to our marinades are made right in-house. And don't forget, you can order online at barbaritos.com or through our handy mobile app. Barbaritos. Food, community, people.
22 third period shots for the Columbus River Dragons. 2 goals, but Danbury still leads 3-2. 3:44 and counting to go into third period. Columbus is trying to find a way to tie, if not win this game. Aldworth, left side corner, pushing in. Center, right through the crease, out to the right point, a drive. Rogers hit a body in front. Jelenski's on the left side with it, trying to feed it into the corner. Aldworth tying his man up, trying to keep it in along that left side wall. It's cleared out again by Danbury. Roller down the ice and another icing call as they'll try to get a few guys off onto the bench. Of course, Columbus may make changes. You can see both teams are tired, but the River Dragons are standing on their bench, except for the guys who just came off or bent over on the dasher. But both teams standing up. This one is headed towards an incredibly exciting conclusion. Face-off on the dot. Underwood winning it over now to the right side. Here's Frazier to Doe. Doe through traffic blockers, save Wilson. Left side, Petrantonio tried to bank it deep and didn't get very deep, but returned to him. Then his shot off a shin pad ends up on the right side wall. Here's Doe over after it to the right point. Frazier could not keep it in. Out it goes to center. Doe moving it back. Now quickly Frazier on the right side. He'll dump it in. Left wing, Doe centering. Backhand attempt. That one is pushed into the corner. Underwood knocked down over there on the far side. Puck shoved along the wall by Gibbs, and down it goes once again. This will be another icing call. 2:35 to go here in the third. Danbury's just trying to hold on with these icings. Let's take a break. 10 seconds along the network for station identification.
River Dragons hockey on WKCN HD2 Fort Benning South, Columbus, and W295AY Crystal Valley. 106.9 really rocks.
Face off to the right of the Danbury net, and again controlled by the River Dragons. Vanelli onto the left side, half wall. As King, Storjahan, and Kelly out there, that pass is deflected out of play. Hey, nice catch. Fan down there in section 110 in here from LaGrange. Nice job. 2:27 to go in the third. Face-off stays in the Danbury zone as it went off of a hat-trick stick. Storjahan in for the face-off, tries to push it ahead this time into the corner, but he couldn't get to the puck. Chance to clear out here from Yao. He got it to center. And it'll be dumped in. Colgan out to paddle it away there as it bounced over the head of Vanelli. Here's King in his skates. Still hasn't cleared the zone, though. Flip back in on goal. Colgan will just paw it down, leave it for Rogers. Rogers on the right side. Vanelli all the way up. He'll try to take it himself. Couldn't cut through everybody. Puck returned out to center. Rogers right side. King waits, moves it in onside. Couldn't slide that pass through. Crazy kick, and the puck went right back to Pamelion after he tried to clear it. Rolling puck down the ice. Rogers will chase. 1:35 and counting in regulation. 3-2. Hat tricks lead the River Dragons. And now Columbus will move it up the ice. Let's see if Colgan goes with the rush. Puck fed back. Rogers onto the left side, and there goes Colgan to the bench. Here's Wickline. Puts it in front. Wilson the save, and he holds on. And now with 1:14 left to go in the third, we might see a timeout out of Jerome Bouchard, or he may elect to save it for a little bit here. Hat-trick's up 3-2. The timeout is useful if you have a play to diagram, but if you don't want to give the other team time to lean, you don't call the timeout. I think Danbury actually called their timeout. That was a little bit of a cat and mouse game there. And so now, Bouchard, he's not a whiteboard guy. He's just directing with his hands, imploring his troops on. Telling them where they need to go, what they need to do, but a lot of it they already know. Maybe at this point you cover a little bit of a draw win versus a draw loss. What side do you want that face-off to go to? Face off to the left of the Danbury net. Wickline in across from Ruiz. To the point. LaBelle rolling puck. Feeds it over. Gets it back. LaBelle up top. Onto the right wing to Aldworth. Up top to LaBelle. Back to Aldworth. 6-on-5. Shot down low. That one ricochets around. Petrantonio. Side of the net. That one is cleared along the wall. Danbury able to clear it down. And now a race for the puck. Chasing after it is Lugo. He'll get there first. No icing. Pushed off. LaBelle. Back the other way. LaBelle up the right side. Here's Wickline moving in. Cross ice feed. A shot. Blocked as Aldridge couldn't get it through. 38 seconds to go. Tied up behind the net. Around it comes to the right point. Petrantonio on it. He'll keep it in. Onto the right half wall. Doe. Left point. LaBelle. Petrantonio. 25 seconds. Shot tipped. Oh, just wide of the net. Aldridge. Wickline near side. Wickline right side. Half wall. Tried to spin it in front. Backhand lifted down the ice by Danbury. And that one will skip wide of the empty net. And we will get an icing call with 10.8 seconds to go in the third. Wow, this one is coming down to the wire. And now Danbury's going to call a timeout. Well, boy, oh boy, this is what it all comes down to. Can the River Dragons, with 10.8 seconds, make something happen? Draw to the right of the Danbury net. There's one back to the point. Running out of time. Puck in front. It's sitting there. They score! They score! They score! The River Dragons tie it up! 5.3 seconds to go. The rebound is stuffed home. Callahan knocks this game in 3. His team leading 12th goal of the year, 1954, time of the marker. And we're not going anywhere except to overtime. What an end. Frazier picks up an assist. Wow. Unbelievable third period rally from the River Dragons. Dowler in the first period, 1-0 hat tricks. In the second period, Pamelion and Ruiz, 3-0 hat tricks after 40. In the third period, Petrantonio at 3:05. LaBelle, power play at 8:33. And then Storjahan, 6-on-5, net empty, 1954. King and Frazier, the assists on the goal. King's got 2 helpers tonight. Storjahan a goal and an assist. LaBelle a goal and an assist. What a finish. Boy, this one, I mean, the top 2 teams in the league, they put on a show tonight. To varying degrees at varying points. The referees are still talking over there amongst themselves between the benches. And here we go into the overtime. Tied at 3, 3-on-3. 5 minutes, sudden death. This is the 6th trip into overtime for Danbury this year. They're 4-1. Aldworth, Wickline, LaBelle started out for the River Dragons. It's a brand new game, and Danbury has that overtime confidence. Although, here's a drive and a chance in front. A shot, Colgan the save, and a hold on to the rebound. Nice job there by Sheehan, using his speed wide. And able to get one in on goal. Face-off will be to his left. And can Danbury keep it in off the face-off? Sent behind the net, Aldworth. Left side, and he'll move out with speed. Here he comes, left side, Aldworth. LaBelle going to the net, Aldworth a shot! And the save made. Wilson out to his right. Face-off will be to the right of the Danbury cage. And now Danbury stepping up on the left side. There's a centering feed. Pinball off a skate. Went out the other way. Did not clear the zone. Held in at the left point. Dowler. Onto the wall over there. Lugo. Now a break. 2-on-1. Petrantonio. Right side. He has Greco. Feeds it to him. Greco. High slot shot. Save made. As Doe put it right on net. But Wilson able to get the body on it. Hang on to the rebound. There are not a lot of people using the seats that they bought tonight. Everybody is up on their feet, bouncing, dancing. And Danbury will push it away in the overtime. Here they come up the right wing side because Kuznetsov's shot tipped into the netting. Faceoff will stay inside to the left of Brendan Colgan. Storjahan, Kelly, and King out. There's a bit of a gamble here by the River Dragons. No defense here. Ooh, Colgan waited a little extra to paddle that one away in front of the net, but he got away with it. It's funny. You hear Coach Bouchard say what a cool cucumber he is. He just didn't even blink. Offside. Kelly got in ahead of Storjahan. Would have been a 2-on-1 there. That offside brought to you by Old School Barber Shop online at oldschoolbarbershoppe.com. Book online anytime and also 24/7 through their Facebook and their Instagram. But the point I was going to make, a little bit of a gamble here from Coach Bouchard. 3 forwards, no D, but this line is excellent together. They have done so well. You heard from Kelly in the first period intermission talking about it. Let's see if they've got a little magic left in that old Sil Cat. Danbury pushing in for a chance save. Colgan at the near post. He'll leave it for Storjahan. Storjahan banks it ahead. River Dragons push up. Kelly cutting in on goal. Tried a spinorama shot. Couldn't get it off. They'll feed it back down the ice. Storjahan will ask Colgan for the puck. He'll oblige. Storjahan moving it ahead. Flips it into space. Yelensky's chasing it down onto the left wing side. Yelensky's trying to hook it free over there. Ends up behind the net. Vanelli also out there. And now joined by Underwood. Here comes Danbury on the right side. Wrapping it around behind the net. Halfway through this overtime. There's a chance on the near side. Deflected away in front. Yelensky's nice play to move that puck out of harm's way. He'll bring it ahead now. Yelensky's weaving at the line, waiting in space, left it on the left side. Vanelli didn't attack quite as much as he thought. Clear back out. Underwood will curl back. Underwood, Vanelli on the right side, gets it back across. And here's Underwood cutting in right side, has help going to the net. Underwood carries wide in front, off a shin pad just past the far post. Underwood steals it back. Up top, Vanelli takes on the backhand. Can't really shoot. He'll pull it back out to center. .320 gone in this 5-minute overtime. Tied at 3. Aldworth with speed. Here he comes. Aldworth to the left side. Waits. Drives. Tries to cut in front. Puck right through the crease out the other side. Yao pulling it down. Waiting. And now it's Danbury's turn to try to build an attack. But the bank pass at center is turned over to Wickline. He'll give it to Aldworth. Frazier will wait as he sees Aldworth wants to change. Wickline will do the same. Now there's a stretch through center. Turning with it is Doe. Doe right side, Frazier. Doe going to the net. Backdoor tried to tip it. He was pulled down, ends up going into the goaltender. We get the whistle of the stoppage here. Amazingly, even though Doe crashed into the post, the net stayed on. They're going to put the face-off outside. And I thought with an attempt on goal, the puck stayed in even if it went out, but face-off will go out. Petrantonio is going to try to snap this one back left, and Danbury stepping ahead with it, but Petrantonio steals it back with help from Doe. And an errant pass. Turnover at center. Danbury will step in, 37 seconds remaining in overtime. Now Petrantonio trying to turn with it. Lost it in his skates. There's a long shot in, handled by the blocker of Colgan. Puck ends up at the left point. Danbury trying to keep it in. They cannot. Here's Frazier ahead. Petrantonio, 2-on-1. Now 2-on-2. Frazier steps in, looking up top for help. 16 seconds to go. Petrantonio wrestled down in the corner, got a stick back, trying to play with the butt end. Kicks it up the left side wall, but now Danbury breaks the other way. Petrantonio trying to call for a change. Time running down, poked away by King. Storjahan just has 2 seconds left. They're going to run out of time. Overtime solves nothing. So now we go to a shootout. So it is best of 3 in the shootout here. It's the first time we've seen a shootout this year. If we're still tied after 3 rounds, it is then sudden death round by round. The home team, Columbus, can pick which team has to go first. And generally, coaches leave it up to their goaltender. A lot of times, we see the road team forced to shoot first. Kind of gives the home team their lasts, if you will. And they'll talk over the rules here. Now, in case you're curious, if you were to go through every player on the bench, now if you're serving a penalty, which no one is, but if you are serving a penalty, you can't participate in the shootout. Not a concern tonight. However, by the way, the River Dragons with a season-high 51 shots in this game. But you can go through the entire roster, but you must go through the entire roster before anyone can shoot again. You can't duplicate anyone. Everyone, of course, with the exception of the goaltenders. And so it is 3 guaranteed, at least as far as rounds go. It can end a little sooner than that, but 3 guaranteed rounds of the shootout, and then, well, we'll see where we stand. So let's see here who's going to shoot first. It's going to be Danbury out to shoot first. And for Danbury, Kuznetsov is going to be the first shooter. He will weave wide to his right and take his time coming in. Moving in slowly. Colgan way out to attack him on the angle. Now he speeds up. Back to the forehand. He scores. Got Colgan moving to his right. And was able to score, pulling the goaltender out of the net. Jake Kelly is the shooter. He's had the hot stick. 5 straight goals for the game. That comes to an end tonight. At least as far as actual gameplay, but that doesn't mean he still can't put one in. Kelly with speed to the left side of the dot. Cuts in, shot, and he's shut down 5-hole. Good save there by Wilson. 1-0 after one round in favor of Danbury. Now, out to shoot for Danbury, number 19, Johnny Ruiz. He comes in left side with some speed in and puts it off the outside of the goalpost. Goaltender's best friend coming to the aid there of Colgan. And now to be Jelenskis. He had goals in 3 straight heading into tonight as well. He'll come to the right. Left-hand shot to the dot. Cutting into the slot. Looking for a hole off the goalpost. He had Wilson beat on the stick side, but he put it off the iron. So now, if Danbury scores here, it's over. Gordy Bonnell will have a chance to end it. He'll weave to the right. Bring it in against Colgan. Fake, shoots, and he scores. Danbury wins. Columbus comes all the way back to force overtime, but cannot find the extra points in OT or a shootout. And so round one of what is destined to be a classic weekend goes to Danbury. And the River Dragons, meanwhile, defeated for the first time at home this season. As they remain unbeaten in regulation at home, saluting the fans. Boy, they put on an incredible third period push. 24 shots in the third period for the River Dragons. And they finished through overtime with 51 shots. But we're just not able to find that winning goal. So 4-3 is your final. And we will take a break. And when we come back, we're going to move it on into post-game show mode. As, wow, the air gets out of the balloon just a little bit at the end here. But in a shootout, Danbury 4-3 winners over the Columbus River Dragons. Pepsi postgame show is coming your way next. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby. The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Complete Tire and Service, located at 3109 Victory Drive in Columbus, is the perfect place to take care of everything your vehicle needs. From preventive maintenance to alignments, brakes, oil changes, and more, your friends at Complete Tire and Service have you covered. Need tires? Buy 3, get 1 free for passenger vehicles. Call 706-321-8133 to set up your appointment. 321-8133. Complete Tire and Service on the web at ctstires.com.
Announcing Wade Cleaner's newest location at 6801 River Road, located just across from the new VA hospital. This location has a drive-thru and is open 6 days a week. Tell us you heard this and receive 25% off your first visit. Wade Cleaners, since 1939.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We're proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
It's time for the Pepsi postgame show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show is brought to you by Pepsi, Air Force Heating and Air, Beam TV, Zelmo Zip-In, and Wade Cleaners. Now with a recap of tonight's action, here's Tom Callahan.
And welcome back here in the Pepsi postgame show. Tom Callahan here with you. Thank you so much for joining me as we are final after the first shootout of the year. The Danbury Hat-Tricks take a 4-3 win over your Columbus River Dragons. We appreciate you being here for this one. Boy, what an exciting game it was. Columbus trailing 3-0 heading into the third period. 3 goals. The last one coming with 6 seconds left, forcing the overtime. And in the overtime, a goal post. Again, for the River Dragons. That's 3 on the night, and they're unable to come up with the victory, though. It goes to a shootout, and Danbury wins in the 3-round shootout. So for the first time this season, the River Dragons lose at home, albeit not in regulation, and they do pick up a point for going past regulation with Danbury. By the way, Danbury now has been through overtime 6 times. They've won 4, lost 1, and now have gone to a shootout and claim the victory there. So these same 2 teams back at it again tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Should be an exciting clash. Tickets on sale for that one right now. Hope you can join us for that game. And I'll tell you what, if tonight was any precursor to that, it should be an explosive battle. And billing this as a 1-2 matchup in the FPHL, 100% accurate. Between Danbury and Columbus, both teams carried the pace of play for a certain point in time. Both teams needed their goaltender, and I will say this, Danbury, again, Brian Wilson, excellent goaltending out of him. He's really the reason why Danbury's skating out of here with a victory tonight. So Danbury, again, an excellent matchup for the River Dragons, and they end up with a 4-3 shootout win over Columbus here tonight. Let's take a break in the Pepsi postgame show. When we come back, we'll look at the Zelmo Zip-In out-of-town scoreboard. We'll also take a look at the numbers from this game. Unbelievable comeback by the River Dragons. We'll tell you about it. That's up next. The Pepsi postgame show rolls on. This is Columbus River Dragons hockey.
Inside Edge season ticket memberships are now available for the 22-23 Columbus River Dragons season. The Inside Edge gives you exclusive access to team events with players, promotional giveaways, merchandise discounts, ticket priority for select Civic Center events, and River Dragons playoffs, plus ticket exchange privileges and more. Call 706-507-GOAL, 706-507-4625 to score your Inside Edge membership today.
If you're looking for quality dental work, look no further than Largeman Dental in Columbus, the River Dragons' trusted oral care provider. Largeman Dental provides cleaning services, restorative work, cosmetics, prosthetics, and Invisalign braces too. Dr. Largeman has over 19 years of clinical experiences in all phases of dentistry and holds memberships in 4 different esteemed dental societies. Set your next appointment by calling 706-322-6581 or visit them online at largemandental.com.
HydroLife Therapy in Old Town is your one-stop recovery shop to get you back to 100%. With IV therapy treatments, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. HydroLife treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy and boost your immune system. Join the IV League today for the most affordable way to feel better, look better, and start accomplishing more. Online at hydrolifetherapy.com/Columbus. HydroLife Therapy. Start living your best life.
Vectorply is a world leader in development, manufacturing, and distribution of composite reinforcement materials for any and all projects you might have. Headquartered right here in Phoenix City, Vectorply prides itself on providing superior and timely customer service for all their customers' inquiries. No project is too big or too small for Vectorply. For more information on what they can do for you and your project, visit Vectorply.com. That's VECTORPLY.com. And get started on your next big project today.
Back at the Columbus Civic Center to wrap things up, Tom Callahan here with you in the Pepsi postgame show. And boy, what an end to this game here tonight. The River Dragons come roaring back to tie it up late, but then in the shootout, the Danbury Hat-Tricks end up with a victory. Let's take a walk back through the scoring in this one and tell you about how it happened. So for Columbus, the first period was a very back and forth affair, and the two teams did trade chances back and forth in the opening frame, but the only goal coming in 9:17 That one was off the stick of Brennan Dowler, his second of the year, and 1-0 after one. Both teams with their opportunities, and it really seemed like this one was going to be close the whole way. But in the second, the script kind of bent towards the hat tricks. And again, the hat tricks are getting some great goaltending along the way, but they end up stretching the lead a little bit at 7:34. They end up with a goal by Zach Pamalion. He was in the right place at the right time, up kind of in the low slot area. A wraparound attempt that was stuffed by Colgan went off the paddle of his goal stick, which was flat on the ice, went right up the slot to Pamalion, and he is able to put it home before Colgan could even move. So his third of the year from Ruiz and Bonnell. Now it's 2-0. Then Ruiz gets on the goal-scoring side of the sheet from Gonzalez and Bonnell at 15:45, and it's 3-0 after 2 periods of play. But as I said during the intermission, and it proved to be prophetic, this River Dragons team is capable of getting hot, scoring in bunches, and they come all the way back to force overtime. First, Josh Petrantonio, his third at 3:05 from LaBelle and Doe. Then LaBelle scores on the power play with a shot from the point. His fifth of the year from King and Storjahan at 8:33. Now it's 3-2, and the building is just absolutely rocking. The River Dragons continue to push, and several chances. They got close. Jacob Kelly hit a goal post in there in the third period as well. So close to tying the game. They take their timeout at the end with 1:14 to go. Still can't score. Then they have one more chance. A face-off with time winding down in the offensive zone. And that's when Storjahan scores his 12th goal of the year from Frazier and King at 19:54. And it pushes this game into overtime. What a sequence for the River Dragons to come all the way back and find a way to tie the game. So now we're in overtime. Everybody gets a point. And for the River Dragons, they hit another goal post in the overtime. And unfortunately, they just couldn't find a way to get that last answer despite having some good OT looks, and end up going to a shootout where the River Dragons could not capitalize on either of their attempts. Both Kelly and Yelensky's were shut down, but then the very first shooter out, Kuznetsov, able to deke around Colgan to the glove side. Colgan stops Johnny Ruiz, but then Gordy Bonnell puts it away in round number 3 for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. They skid off with a 4-3 win. Shots by period in this one for Danbury, 9-11, 6 and 2 in the overtime for 28. Columbus 14-11, 24 in the third period alone. 2 in the overtime for 51. That is a season high for the River Dragons. Power plays, Columbus ends up finishing 1 for 3 with the man advantage. They do cash in on a key power play in that third period. Also 1 for 3 on the night for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Their goal came via a 5-on-3 in that second period. That was Ruiz's goal on the 5-on-3. So we're going to be back at it again tomorrow night. These two teams going at it, and boy, what a third period, what a conclusion to this one. Of course, if you're a River Dragons fan, there's a little bit of disappointment mixed in here that they weren't able to carry it all the way through to the victory in the shootout, but they made a game out of it, and it was just an incredible effort on both sides here. So 7:30, we're dropping the puck on this one again tomorrow. And 7 o'clock on the pregame show. Hope you can join us here and come on down and see this. Boy, the crowd tonight had a great time. It was an absolutely fantastic atmosphere here at the Columbus Civic Center. Kudos to everybody in attendance tonight. Can't wait to do it all again tomorrow. All right, we do have to check one more time the Zelmo Zip and out-of-town scoreboard before we are out of here for the evening. And in the NHL, a light night. In overtime, Ottawa 3-2 over the Rangers. Preds 4-1 over the Islanders, and the Blue Jackets shut out the Jets by a 4-0 count. Actually, that game's not quite over yet. A couple minutes left to go. Binghamton, 6-3 winners tonight over Watertown. 6-4 Motor City over Delaware this evening. And 2-1 Elmira holds on to pick up the win over the Mississippi Seawolves. And it looks like this one has just gone final. Port Huron holds on to beat the Carolina Thunderbirds 7-5. All right, well, that's it for the Pepsi post-game show. I want to say thanks to everybody for listening and viewing the game here this evening. And, of course, my thanks to my broadcast crew here on location at the Columbus Civic Center. We appreciate you being here with us. 7 o'clock in the pregame show tomorrow night, brought to you by Air Force Heating and Air. Come join us. Better yet, come on down to the rink. 7:30 puck drop as it's game number 2 between Danbury and the River Dragons. One more time, your final score in